Unfortunately, got to cut our interview with Coach Cowan short as they're going to start this game 5 minutes early. So we'll dip right into the action with Enterprise winning the coin toss. They deferred to the second half, and Duchesne has elected to receive. Enterprise kicking left to right as you see it, and Duchesne will be turning right to left. They take it to the 10-yard line on the return, trying to get the near side of the 15. Bounces out to the 18-yard line, and he'll be forced out of bounds there by Moises Betancourt. Coulter Giles, though, with the return for Duchesne, gives the ball the 19-yard line.
Yeah, great coverage on the kick. You could see that the player was trying to get out to that left, Giles, but he couldn't ever get that angle. So a good job by the kickoff return team. Missed a face mask on that.
Yeah. Right in front of the near side line judge. I wonder if he just decided since he didn't pull him down with it at all, they just going to let it go.
Yeah, it wasn't flagrant for sure.
So 1st and 10 here for the Eagles from their own 19-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. Crum shotgun formation. Takes a snap, rolls to his right. Looking downfield, now throws the out route. That's going to be caught by Jacobs. He'll step out of bounds with a first down. The sophomore running back with a first down catch.
Yeah, and that's Parker Crum on the outside. He's one of the state's fastest players. I believe he's going to break the stolen base record, barring some amazing
he already
thing.
did, didn't he?
I think he's just going to add to it as a senior. And he is quick, and he knows he's got game.
13-yard pass to Jacobs for that first down. 1st and 10 again for the Eagles. They'll go 2 receivers to the left. Crum in an empty backfield, shotgun formation. Make it trips left, 1 receiver to the right. Send Goodliffe from motion right to left. Takes the snap. Drops the pass. Here comes the pressure from Enterprise. Heavy pressure. Crum spins out of it. Looking downfield. Now throws. And that's going to be caught. And stepping out of bounds, Coulter Giles. A gain of 9 yards on a beautiful play again by Parker Crum.
Yeah, he extends that play with his legs as he just spins out of almost a sure sack. And as he goes around the corner, he waits. Giles completes and really does a nice job of just putting it right on the side where only Coulter can catch it.
Makes it 2nd down and 1 from the 41-yard line for the Eagles. Every coach that I've talked to that has played Duchesne this year says it all comes down to one thing, containing Parker Crum.
That is it.
They bring Giles right to left in motion. Crum in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Handoff up the middle. Big hole. Bouncing to the outside. A big run to the edge. Got a block down the sideline. He goes to the 10, the 5. Touchdown. The Eagles strike first.
Brody Jacobs, holy cow, as he hit inside, then he hit the sideline, and an amazing block. I think it was by Salvino. Let me check that number downfield. No, it was number 24 with a great block. That is actually Lazenby, and that's what really sprung it all the way. What a run.
Yeah, Brody Jacobs. I said Jacobs had that pass in the first.
Yeah.
It was Lazenby that had the first
it
catch.
Was.
But great run by Brody Jacobs for the 59-yard touchdown, and Duchesne strikes first here in the 1A semifinals.
And quickly. That didn't take much. And what a long run.
From the shotgun as they choose to go for 2, moves Jacobs from his left to his right. Takes a snap, rolls to the right, comes back across the middle looking for Porter, a little too high, too hot to handle as it falls incomplete. So with 11:26 to go in the first quarter, a quick strike and score. Duchesne leads at 6-0 over Enterprise in the 1A semifinals on TMIve.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear.
I won't eat any glue.
I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem.
School, I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centricom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centricom.
Welcome back here to Zions Bank Stadium. Duchesne strikes first with a 6-0 lead on a 59-yard touchdown run by Brody Jacobs. Enterprise looking to counter. Nice return by the Wolves across the 40-yard line. On the return, Devin Strong, the junior running back.
Yeah, Strong caught that at the 22-yard line at a full run, and they've done their scouting as he was in the right spot, and he made, he gave the Wolves great field position at the 43. Now, I mean, that drive only took a little more than 30 seconds. So Enterprise, that it's a different kind of offense, but they'll need to answer.
They start on their own 43-yard line. Phillips under center. Takes a snap, going to give left side. And on the carry, I believe that was Bracken on the carry. Not sure we got that.
Yep, 14 Bracken for sure.
So Kyron Bracken will carry it for a gain of about 5 to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, nice gain on first down. And again, this Enterprise is a team that wants 4 or 5 yards to carry. They'll take it every play.
Yes. Phillips under center. Takes a snap. Hand out to Bracken, coming to the right side, cuts inside, gets across midfield down to the 48-yard line for a gain of 4 to make it 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Bracken does a great job of spinning out of that. For the Duchesne Eagles on the tackle is Deshaun Johnson as well as Kason Crum, the sophomore.
Deshaun Johnson, the leading tackler for Duchesne. 3rd and a yard here for Enterprise. Strong will split wide right. Phillips under center. Takes the snap, give to Bracken again, lowers the shoulder, gets driven back. Duchesne pumped, and they say he did not get it. He's going to be about a foot shy of the first down.
Yeah, the spot's going backwards on that one, so they're going to say a very short gain, and it will be 4th down and less than 1. So what does Enterprise do here, Robert? This is one of those times where, statistics say 4th and 1, you go. It's less than 1, and we'll see.
I think, you look at this, and Enterprise, they've lived on with their line this year. Great line.
It is a great line.
And they say, line, go get us the first down.
And they are. Good call.
Phillips will go under center. 4th and a foot. Takes a snap, quarterback sneak right up the middle, and Phillips easily gets it inside the 45 to the 44 for a first down for the Wolves.
I don't think Duchesne was quite ready for that. I think they were waiting for a little bit of time. No, they were ready. Just a great play by Phillips as he just went right up the middle. Initially, I thought they missed the snap count. They did not. It's just a great play. Good job on the line, as you mentioned.
And maybe they were expecting another handoff to the big back in Bracken, and instead Phillips slips through the middle for a first down. 1st and 10 of the Duchesne 44. Under center, takes a snap, rolls to his right, quick pass out of the backfield, caught by Drake and tackled immediately by Coulter Giles. It'll be a gain of 2 to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, Giles came up quickly on that one. He was quick. He had a beat on that. Not much to it. Jaden Drake with the gain of almost 3.
So it makes it 2nd down and 8 for the Wolves. 8:51 to go here in quarter number 1. 6-0. Duchesne with the lead in this 1A semifinal. Strong splits out wide left. Now they go Gardner as the lone tailback. Phillips under center. Bracken goes in motion. The hand to Gardner on the dive up the middle. Gets to the 40, and the pile moves forward to the 39 for a gain of about 3 on the carry.
Yeah, 4 down linemen for the Duchesne Eagles. They're saying, we're going to make you earn it. And a really good job by the line of the Enterprise Wolves to get Andy, as there was some good penetration into the line by number 78 for the Duchesne Eagles. That is Trayson Schaefer.
So 3rd down and 5 now for the Wolves. They split Hyatt out wide left. Phillips under center with the double wing set. Gardner in the backfield. They send Bracken in motion left to right. Hard count by Phillips. Duchesne doesn't jump. 10 seconds from the play clock. Parker Crum talking to his defense. Riker Phillips talking to the offense. 5 seconds on the play clock. Under center. Takes a snap. 3-step drop. Rolls to his right. Heavy pressure. Throws. And it will be incomplete. Duchesne wants the intentional grounding. Near sideline judge says it got past the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th and 5 for the Wolves.
Yeah, so, he had no choice but to get rid of that. Phillips, as he was getting absolutely heavy pressure from number 42, Rhett Claiborne, and now 4th down and 5.
7:50 to go here in quarter number 1. They'll split Betancourt wide left. Receiver to the right is Rob. Phillips in the shotgun formation, 4th and 5. Takes the snap. Drops the pass, steps up and throws, and looking for the underneath route, but Jaden Drake had slipped and fallen, and it falls incomplete. Turnover on downs.
Yeah, Drake actually, he made a good move on the player. The pass would have been there, but again, just lost the footing down on the ground, and turnover on downs.
So Duchesne takes over on their own 39-yard line. 1st and 10, leading 6-0 with 7:44 to go in the first quarter.
So 4 minutes off the clock on the drive, and now the Duchesne Eagles in business again. They made short work of that first one.
Yes, they did. Crum shotgun formation. Takes a snap, rolls to his left, looks downfield, throws for Lazenby, makes the catch, and kept both feet in bounds as he toe taps the sideline for a first down to the 44.
Okay, so Crum and Lazenby, not a lot of space. Crum throws into triple coverage. The only player who can get that is Lazenby, and he does. He tiptoes on the sidelines, and they're into Wolves territory.
2 catches for 30 yards now for Chance Lazenby on that 19-yard or 17-yard gain there. 1st and 10. Crum the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Takes a snap. Drops the pass. Here comes the heavy pressure. Rolls out of it, throws downfield, and it lands between 3 Eagles. Incomplete.
Now, if you notice on the replay, the down lineman, instead of charging at Parker Crum, kind of stops and says, okay, which way are you going to go? Doesn't charge, and that's number 73. And he makes a wise move in keeping Parker Crum in the pocket.
2nd and 10 at the 44. So 2nd and 10 now.
That's Braden Holt.
73.
For Enterprise. Oh, was it 73?
Yeah, Easton Watkins.
Oh, Easton Watkins.
Yes. Crum moves Jacobs to his right. 2nd and 10. Bobbles the snap, able to grab it out of the air, rolls to his right, throws across the middle, and over Giles. It falls incomplete.
Yeah, dangerous pass. That one was just kind of blown up from the beginning. And Riker Phillips right there, almost an interception in the middle.
So 3rd and 10 now for Duchesne. Big opportunity here for Enterprise to get a stop.
Yeah, ball on the 44 of the Wolves.
They'll send Goodliff wide right, Lazenby to the left along with Giles. Crum shotgun formation. Jacobs to his left in the backfield. Takes the snap. Drops the pass, looking across the middle, now throws underneath to Jacobs, who makes the catch and is going to pick up enough for a first down for Duchesne. He gets driven back, but the forward progress puts him to the 32 for a first down.
I'll tell you what, Parker Crum is spot on, and if he continues to have this kind of efficiency, it might be a long night for the Enterprise Wolves. Wide open receiver releases out of the backfield, and it was a great play call.
Yeah, we're going to have a timeout called by Enterprise. The Wolves want to talk about it with 7:14 to go in the first quarter in this 1A semifinal. Number 2 Duchesne 6, number 3 Enterprise 0 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
DNA McRae is hiring crude oil truck drivers for our Uinta Basin routes. Be home daily, drive new and well-maintained equipment, and earn quarterly bonuses with great benefits. DNA McRae offers outstanding career choices with flexible schedules, benefits, performance bonuses, and an average starting pay of $100,000 per year. We're a safety-focused, family-friendly work environment looking for those that fit our values. Call 435-893-4442 or visit McRaeTrans.com to complete an application.
We're back here at Zions Bank Stadium. 1st and 10 for Duchesne after the 12-yard pass from Crum to Jacobs. They move to the Enterprise 32-yard line. Jacobs moves to the right of Crum in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Crum takes a snap. Quick pass to Lazenby, who wasn't expecting it as it goes out of bounds. Lazenby and Giles both look over at each other, and Crum saying, what was the play there?
They do, and I think the pass was going towards Lazenby, but I think it was supposed to – I think actually Parker Crum chose the wrong player. He chose the blocker as you had Giles. It's supposed to go to Giles in the backfield. I think that was just on the quarterback.
Yeah.
And they both had that what's going on look on the field.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles.
Duchesne dangerous. They've got speed and size.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Crum now in the pistol with Jacobs behind him to his left. Takes a snap, going to give to Jacobs. Bounces off the right side, and he'll finally be brought down at about the 25-yard line for a gain of about 7.
Yeah, Bracken with the tackle for the Wolves, and brings up another 3rd and short in 4-down territory. 3rd down coming up.
Brody Jacobs now averaging 33 yards a carry. Of course, one of them was a 59-yard touchdown.
Yeah, it was.
Clock running down to 6:42 to go in the quarter. Goodliff splits wide right. Lazenby and Giles to the left. Crum, shotgun formation. Jacobs to his left in the backfield. Takes a snap, gives to Jacobs again. Nowhere to go as he runs into that defensive wall for Enterprise. No gain.
Well, and that's the strength of the Enterprise Wolves, is you've got number 33 for the Wolves, Mason Nelson. And I'm trying to see the other player right there. Just a great job stopping that inside rush. They are very big up front.
Yes.
I was able to call a game with Beaver a couple weeks ago, and they really made that inside really hard sledding for the Beavers, who have traditionally run very well up in the middle.
Yeah, big front for the Wolves. 4th and 3. Crum in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Going to keep it himself. Now passes to Giles. Giles makes a man miss. The ball came loose. And it looks like Duchesne recovers it and will have enough for a first down as a result of the 19-yard line.
Wow, I want to see that on the replay. We got screened off just a little bit. Crum makes a nice pass out to Giles.
Yeah, Hyatt punched the ball
there it
out.
is. Yeah, Hyatt did. But then Giles able to jump right back on that. That ball took a very fortunate bounce for the Duchesne Eagles. Now in the red zone.
Ends up being a gain of 6 and a first down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Crum in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Takes a snap, gives to Jacobs up the middle. Jacobs bouncing his way through. Now gets caught, wrapped up, and driven back. But the forward progress will put him at the 14-yard line for a gain of 5.
Yeah, Braden Gardner with the stop on the defensive side.
Yeah, Gardner wrapped him up and wasn't going to let go.
No, he wasn't. And he just held on until he got some help.
2nd down and 5 now for the Eagles. The Enterprise 14.
A little concern for the Duchesne Eagles as Jacobs goes out. Takes a breather. Kind of hobbles off a little bit.
And they bring in
number 14. That's Kason Crum.
Parker Crum rolls to his right all the way to the sideline. Now throws it out of bounds, just getting rid of it, and it'll be incomplete. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, great coverage and pursuit by the Enterprise Wolves on the edge. It was good coverage downfield. Pressure applied by the Wolves. Parker Holt.
This is an interesting phenomenon we're getting here. I call it a phenomenon, but they have the soccer border, right, with the ads and everything on those, and that went white, making it really hard to see that side of the field.
It really did.
It just kind of makes for our vision. It makes it go dark over there.
It really does. The other hard is just that they aren't really white, so some of the sidelines hard to tell when players go out of bounds or not.
Yeah. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 3rd and 5. Crum in the shotgun. Jacobs back into the game. Drops back to pass. Rolls to his right now with pressure coming. Pressure still on him. Now throws for the end zone and just overthrew Dallin Porter as it falls incomplete. 4th and 5 for the Eagles.
Parker Crum had an opportunity to take that corner and decided to pass, and there was pressure coming up by Holt once again.
Yeah, he might have been able to pick up the first down. He just tucked it and ran.
I really do think he could have. It was kind of on that side. He did have a receiver in the back of the end zone, but he was on a full tilt run, and that makes it hard to complete a touch pass like that.
4th and 5 now for the Eagles.
He can do it. It's just the degree of difficulty pretty high.
Yes. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Shotgun formation for Crum. And going to have a timeout called by Coach Cowan as Duchesne will use their first timeout of the half with 4:21 to go in the first quarter in this 1A semifinal. Number 2 Duchesne 6, number 3 Enterprise 0, and the Eagles facing 4th down in Enterprise territory when we come back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Jones Paint and Glass has been serving the Utah community since 1938.
We love the communities we serve, not only in Utah, but through our network of dealers outside of Utah as well. It is our passion to be able to turn people's visions for their homes into a reality.
Whether you're updating your home or bringing the visions of your new home to life, Jones Paint and Glass is here for all your paint and glass needs.
When you hear the crash, you better think Jones Paint and Glass.
Coming out of the timeout to 4th and 5 for Duchesne. Crum in the shotgun, drops back to pass, looking across the middle, now steps up to his right, hit from behind, spins out of a tackle, He gets to the 10-yard line. Did he get to the
man.
9? That's the question. He needed the 9 for the first down. It looks like he's going to be just shy.
Well, one guy has him across the 10 to the 9. The other one has him at the 10.
And Enterprise cheering on the sideline. A turnover on downs as Crum came a foot short of a first down.
So a huge win for the Enterprise defense as they bent, but didn't break in the end. They got themselves a long field, but that's a lot better than a long score.
Yes. So Enterprise will take over on their own 10-yard line with 4:11 to go in the first quarter, down 6-0. Phillips under center. Bobbles the snap. And it looks like he was able to jump on it, second down, but going to lose a yard, looks like 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, lose 2, just an exchange problem with the center. Let's see what, the quarterback kind of just pulled back a little bit soon. You know, in that relentless pressure, sometimes you have that, and, so a loss on the play.
So second down and 12 now from the 8-yard line for the Wolves. 3:43 to go in quarter number 1. They bring Grob out to the right. Receiver wide left. Shotgun formation for Phillips. Takes the snap, looking for the quick pass. Not there. Now throws underneath. Out route for Jaden Drake. Nearly makes an incredible catch, and Coulter Giles nearly makes an incredible interception.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's an incomplete pass.
It is really. It was the most exciting incomplete pass of the day so far. As Drake had it on his fingerprints, made a nice cut. Phillips a little bit behind, but it was Drake who was just a little bit late getting out of that route. And, boy, that was very close for Coulter Giles. Wow.
So 3rd and 12 now for the Wolves. Phillips will go under center with a double wing set. Gardner in the backfield. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff there, gives it to Drake. Drake cuts upfield, made a man miss, and just gets shoestring tackled to the 15 to make it 4th and 5.
Wow, 77. I think it's Britton Polson who has what I think might even be a touchdown-saving tackle. Nope, not Britton Olsen at all. It was 24.
Chance Lazenby.
Yeah, Lazenby. As Giles was coming, but that was close to a big gain for the Wolves. Now a punt formation.
4th and 5 for Enterprise. They bring the punt team on. Coulter Giles back to receive. Stands at his own 40 at the Enterprise 46. Good kick, end-over-end kick. Takes an Enterprise bounce and roll across the 50. And inside the 40, Coulter Giles trying to wave it the other way, provide some wind pressure. Great coverage downfield by Caden Elworth on that one to keep know where Giles was so he couldn't come up and sneakily pick it up.
That's exactly what I was going to say is just, the punt coverage was phenomenal because there was no laziness at all in that coverage. It was a flat-out sprint, and it really helped the Wolves with field position. It's the little things sometimes.
Yeah. Rolls down to the 36-yard line, so that's where Duchesne will start this drive with 2:48 to go in the first quarter, leading 6-0 over Enterprise. Lazenby and Giles to the left, good lift to the right, shotgun formation for Crum. Takes the snap, drops the pass, rolls to his right with the pressure, throws down the sideline looking for Porter, and it'll be over everybody out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, I think that was a nice, I think it was an intentional throwaway. Really no chance at completing that pass. Crum makes a good decision and great coverage. And you can see the containment by the 3 defensive linemen of Enterprise. They're maintaining their lanes, not taking the bait, going inside, and so the 3 had the containment. I think that's the key with a mobile quarterback anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. 2nd down and 10. Again, Lazenby and Giles to the left, good lift to the right. Jacobs to the right of Crum in the backfield, shotgun formation. Takes the snap, quick pass to the out route for Lazenby. Makes the catch, takes a shot, ball's on the ground, and they're going to rule it incomplete as Jackson Hyatt came up and delivered the blow to knock the ball free.
Boy, what a blow and what a break for the Duchesne Eagles. Had that been ruled a complete pass, we can see. Nope, never did have it. That's a great call as it was being dropped already. That one would have been picked up by the Wolves at the 40.
So 3rd and 10 now for Duchesne. Of course, Jackson Hyatt rotated time last year at quarterback with Phillips.
We saw that first series looked like it was going to be just a track race, and now the 2 defenses have settled in nicely.
Yes, they have. Good lift goes in motion right to left. Pass it down across the middle by Crum, and nobody's there as it overthrows 2 inside receivers and underthrows the outside one. Looking at the coach on the near side, he's yelling at the receiver. So must have been, I don't know if there's a breakdown in routes on that one as it falls incomplete.
Yeah, a little dangerous. It was in the area of Lazenby, but no one really there.
So 4th and 10. Punt team comes out for Duchesne.
Maddox Whiting back to kick.
And I believe it's Strong back to receive again. High kick, but a short kick. And it's going to take a high bounce and now bounce Enterprise's way. So Duchesne, Jashawn Johnson will touch it down to the 47, but great field position for Enterprise after forcing the punt.
Yeah, no, great defensive stand for the Wolves as they were able to slow down that high-powered Duchesne offense. And that ball only was 5 yards past the original yard to gain. So, I mean, from the beginning of the yardage, not much there.
So 2:22 to go in the first quarter. Enterprise starts on their own 47, down a touchdown, 6-0. Phillips under center. Double wing set, takes the snap, giving it to the near side. Here comes Kyron Bracken, gets a good block on the edge, cuts inside, and picks up a first down near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, pancake block out front. Got to give the big guy his due. I think it was Parker Holt.
Yes.
As he just led, and you could see him get a bead on a player and then just did a legal pancake block. And Bracken did a great job of cutting back against that block. That's two players that played a lot of ball together.
1st and 10 for Enterprise at the Duchesne 41. Phillips under center, double wing set again, receiver split to each side. Left to right comes Bracken. Flag will come in on a false start by Enterprise.
Yeah, big mistake. And against a team like Duchesne, Enterprise, well, both these teams, neither can really afford mistakes like that, but that just makes it just half again as hard to get a first down.
I have that as the first penalty of the game. Is that right?
I don't remember another one.
Yeah.
I have the same thing. Little flinch by the tackle. And as you watch the replay, I didn't see it live, but it was just the slightest of flinches.
1st and 15 for Enterprise. Phillips down the shotgun formation. Takes a snap. The give to Gardner. Follows that lead block of Holt. Got tripped up and is able to fall forward for a gain of about 5. A little less than 5, 4 to the 42.
Yeah, that was the lineman stepping back, trying to get some leverage to secure a block. And that step back created the trip that resulted in the tackle.
So 4-yard gain for Gardner. 2 carries for 7 yards for the fullback. 2nd and 11.
These two defenses have really tightened up.
Yes, they have.
Really one play.
Phillips, inside handoff to Jaden Drake, has a lead blocker out in front. Flag flies behind the play as Drake goes down the sideline and steps out of bounds at about the 15. But again, a flag clear back at the 45.
Yeah, they're going to call a hold at the first. I saw the play. I didn't know if it was going to be called or not, but it was. And so another mistake by the Enterprise Wolves nullifies a big play.
Yeah, right there on the edge.
Yeah, just a hold up as Duchesne's Brody Jacobs had a bead on that ball carrier. So that's one of those times where you can see, maybe Drake gets the speed to hit that edge. Doesn't really matter though, as Jacobs trying to hold, trying to get in to make a tackle. We'll never know.
10-yard penalty takes the ball back to the 48-yard line in Enterprise's own territory. They need to get down to the 31. So it is 2nd down and 21.
The holding calls, they were pretty inconsistent the first of the season as officials tried to get used to it too, but now we all understand it works pretty well.
Yes. Hyatt goes wide left, receiver to the right. Phillips under center, double wing set. Takes a snap. Fakes a couple of handoffs. Here comes heavy pressure, throws for Gardner to the backfield, incomplete. Really was just trying to throw that one away.
Yeah, he was. He had Gardner, but no time to actually see where Gardner was going to be. Just too much pressure as the Eagles brought everybody.
So 3rd and 21 now for the Wolves from their own 48-yard line. 47 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. 6-0 is your score. Duchesne with the lead.
3rd down and 22. Enterprise does not want to end up in these situations. We talk about mistakes. For the Enterprise Wolves, penalties will be mistakes. They need that power run game, not necessarily thrown in pass situations.
Double twin set here for the Wolves. Phillips down to 3 seconds from the play clock. And not going to get it on. Well, they didn't throw it.
Wow.
Phillips steps up to throw deep down the field and overthrows everybody by a good 8 yards as it falls incomplete. 4th and long for Enterprise.
Yeah, just, again, pressure. We talk about what pressure does as Phillips, goes back. He's got 2 plays there, steps up in the pocket and delivers a back football, meaning I'll wait on the back foot. reduces the accuracy of the pass.
So they bring on the punter, Daniel Cuevas Rivera. Giles back to receive, stands at his own 20. Good snap on the punt. Jacobs nearly gets the block, though. Good kick, though, by Rivera, and it takes a high bounce inside the 20, and Enterprise will touch it down to the 17-yard line. Great job by Rivera to get it away and to still get a good punt off with that pressure.
It was great. As you watch that, he kind of had to move out of the way, and there was heavy pressure, and he still got a great punt off. Really good. As far as a punter goes, that's great field position that you leave the Duchesne Eagles.
31 seconds to go in the first quarter. Duchesne will start on their own 18-yard line.
This is a great semifinal matchup as well. The first game was awesome. This one going well so far, at least for us.
Yeah, it is.
I like it.
They send Lazenby and Giles to the right, Goodliff to the left. Crum in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Quick pass to Goodliff on the outside edge. And he'll make the catch and be forced out of bounds at about the 25-yard line, 24. And so that will stop the clock.
Let's see. Parker Crum upset about something, and it looks like there's a flag on the play. Illegal man downfield. Let's see that replay one more time.
Receiver downfield.
So we can see this one. I don't think we're going to see that one. Just the camera angle.
Right. Well, that penalty will take them back to the 13-yard line.
And it's a loss of down, so is it second down now?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Good call. You've got a player
who's way downfield.
Significantly downfield. Big thanks to Barrett Hilton and the camera crew.
So the box still shows first down.
Oh, it's not a loss of down, is it?
I guess no. So first and 15, Crum takes a snap, hands off to Jacobs. He gets hit, wrapped up in the backfield. Flag comes in at the end of the play as he's going to lose a yard to the 12. Let's see what the flag is.
It looks like a face mask
is what Duchesne is indicating.
Now, is it the 5 or the 15-yard? Might be giving back that 5 yards they got from the legal player downfield. So just a 5-yard drive.
They didn't go personal foul, just a 5-yard. So they'll take it from the 13 right back to the 18 and make it first and 10.
I don't know. There was a bump to the face mask, not a grasp, however. And it looks like that'll do it.
The first quarter comes to an end as Duchesne's content to let the final 15 seconds run off the clock. So through one quarter of play in this 1A semifinal, winner moving on to play Beaver next week. It is number 2 Duchesne 6, number 3 Enterprise 0 on Team5.Live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
We're back here at Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman as we go to quarter number 2 with Duchesne leading Enterprise 6-0 in this 1A semifinal game. And it's a first and 10 situation for the Eagles after a couple of penalties. Went backward and forward, and we're back where we started. Crum takes a quick pass to the outside to Lazenby, who tried to cut back and find an angle to get outside and couldn't do it. So he's going to go back to the 21. Late flag comes in on the near side.
And I think that's probably a sideline warning if I were to guess.
You would think so.
No, illegal player downfield.
Wow. That pass happened so fast, I'd be hard to even get downfield in time for that.
Yeah, I'd want to see that. Let's see. Well, the player was down. And what happened is he didn't block before he went down, so the players let him go through, and he took those steps. The question is he within that 3 yard?
Yeah.
The 3 yards. But obviously he was not.
That's right. So they move back to the 13.
3 straight penalties.
Make it 1st and 15 for the Eagles. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun formation for Crum. Takes a snap, going to roll to his right, running the option, fakes the pitch, keeps it himself, and takes a shot on the play. Easton Watkins delivered the blow after Braden Holt wrapped him up.
Yeah, Crum takes a punishing hit. He realizes that there's nothing doing and then goes up. Oh, do you know what he ducked?
Watkins really flew by, yep.
Yeah, he ducked that mostly. I'll tell you who got the biggest hit for the Wolves is Ramos.
Yeah. So a gain of 1 is all on the carry to the 14, makes it 2nd down and 14 now for the Eagles.
At one time, Eliaso Ramos was a cameraman.
No.
And I got to talk to him, and he said, I'm going to be a football player. And so it looks like he is.
That's right. Crum drops back to pass, steps up, going to throw deep down the sideline for Lazenby. Nearly makes the catch. Hyatt there in coverage as it falls incomplete.
You kind of have an argument for offensive pass interference on that, as Hyatt really, he had a beat on that one. And probably more incidental contact. Yeah, I don't know. That one might have got away with one there.
So 3rd and 14 after the incompletion downfield.
Hyatt played that very well on that sideline.
Right in position.
Yeah. Is Lazenby a basketball player because he climbed the ladder to grab that one?
Very good basketball player for Taviona.
Oh, yeah.
Been starting since he was a freshman, and he's really good.
Wow.
Crum, quick pass, looking for Lazenby again, makes the catch. There's the pitch. Coming in the near side is Jacobs, and he takes a shot brought down to the 30-yard line. Riker Phillips delivers the blow to Jacobs, but the Eagles pick up a 1st down on the hook and ladder.
Yeah, the hook and ladder worked very, very well as they got the cornerback to bite. And the player's still down on that sideline. He was already a little banged up, and that was a big hit.
Yeah, Brody Jacobs picks up the 17 yards for the 1st down. Jacobs now with 2 catches for 29 yards. It's weird to give him the catch on that, but that's how it goes.
It is.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Crum takes a snap, handoff up the middle to Kason Crum, and he's got his legs turning across the 40. The umpire goes down with him at the 41-yard line.
Now what a great run, and the umpire did a nice, roll to the backside there to avoid the tackle, but there was a huge hole by the offensive line of the Duchesne Eagles. And Crum just continues to push forward. Phillips, I believe, is on the tackle.
Kason Crum.
Yep.
And at running back with Jacobs out.
If I was the official's family, I'd be watching that one. That was very well done to get out of the way.
Phillips in the shotgun, takes a snap, hand off to Crum again. Phillips, Crum in the shotgun, hands off to Crum. And he's going to gain, looks like 2 yards to the 43.
Yeah, I think is Jacobs back in yet?
No, he was still without his helmet on the sideline a minute ago.
Yeah, he's still right down there, so hopefully he's okay. Looks like he's moving just fine, so I'd expect to see him again. He's taking a couple big hits in this one.
Tending to him or anything.
Yeah.
2nd down and 9 after the 1 yard pickup by Crum. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Crum takes a snap, fakes the handoff to Kason Crum, keeps it himself, now throws for Giles. Giles makes the catch, avoids a hit, and dives forward toward the 49-yard line for a nice gain.
Okay, so the athletic ability required to catch the ball and make the move to avoid the big hit by Hyatt is just impressive for Giles as he makes the move in the air to avoid the hit. Really well done.
The dive to the 49 makes it 3rd and 3 for Duchesne. Under 9 minutes to go in the first half. Still 6-0 Eagles.
Enterprise doing a great job defensively. Every yard's hard-earned for Duchesne.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun formation for Crum. Quick snap, drops back to pass, looks to his left, now rolls to his left. Holt coming from behind, unable to get there, and then he'll be driven out of bounds. That was Dalen Jones with the tackle.
Yeah, Jones there. Now, Holt did a great job. What he did is he got the ankle as he fought through 1, 2, 3 blockers, and then as he dove, he was there and made Crum pause, and that is what allowed the finish on the sideline.
Loss of 4 back to the 45, and the punt team comes on for Duchesne as Enterprise gets the stop. Snap is good. Kick is away, and a fair catch will be called for. And Jaden Drake diving forward makes the catch at the 25. That's where Enterprise will take over.
Yeah, super dangerous. And those are the ones where coaches and broadcasters alike, you hold your breath. As anytime you have to catch the ball falling forward, it becomes dangerous. That was a tough one, but a great job.
So 1st and 10 for the Wolves from their own 25-yard line. Down 6-0 here in the first half with under 8 minutes to go against Duchesne. Phillips under center, takes the snap. They give it to Bracken. Bracken cuts upfield, makes a man miss, and gets wrapped up from behind after a gain of 4 to the 29.
Yeah, that drive by Duchesne took almost 4 minutes and 4 minutes plus off the clock. 5 minutes now off the clock.
Second down and about 6 now for the Wolves. Phillips will go under center. Double wing set. Takes the snap. Gives to Gardner and nowhere to go on the right side. He's going to get, looks like they're going to give him forward progress to the 31 for a pickup of 2 to make it 3rd and 4.
Yeah, no, that was just a wall of Duchesne Eagles. Stansfield in the middle. And just a bunch of other Stanfield held up. Also number 7, Johnson.
So 3rd down and 4 for Enterprise. Going to send that same formation. Phillips under center. Sends Drake in motion right to left. Takes a snap. They're going to give to Drake. Follows lead block. Got a block to the outside. Cuts inside now and is brought down to the 40-yard line for a 1st down for Enterprise at the 41.
Yeah, what a smart run by Drake as he did a really good job with a stutter step cutting back. He took the 2 blocks, made the nice move, and then got enough for the 1st down and more.
Deshaun Johnson eventually brought him down.
Johnson's all over the place.
Yeah, he's a defensive player.
Yes, he is. I think, as I saw, over 100 tackles on the season. Is that right? That's impressive.
1st and 10 for the Wolves. As they come out of the huddle, down to 10 seconds on the play clock. Phillips will go under center, that same double wing set. Sends it Bracken in motion, takes the snap, gives to Bracken, coming back the same way, and he got tripped up as he tried to cut inside. He falls to the 42, and that's going to be a gain of 1.
Yeah, it's either going to be a lineman or Giles who trips up the ball carrier. And it was a lineman, actually. Nowhere to run anyway, but it was a trip.
Yeah. 2nd and 9 for Enterprise at their own 42-yard line. Phillips under center. Takes a snap. Gave on the handoff, coming to the near side to Drake. He able to avoid a trip before Dallin Porter wraps him up and brings him down to the 45. I don't know what Coach Catlin's pleading for.
Yeah, he wants a hold on the outside. I thought it was a good block. Let's take a look at it. Well, it might have been a little bit of a hold. He might have a case as you look at it. It's close.
3-yard run to the 45.
Wow, these two teams just really battling out in the trenches. Not a lot of room for either team.
3rd and 6 for Enterprise. Phillips under center. Takes the snap. Give it to Drake. Drake off the left side of the big run into Duchesne territory, following a lead block down to the 35-yard line.
Finally a big play for the Enterprise Wolves, and Drake, he's been flirting with that. Keeps running into Duchesne Eagles. That time, though, he found some green grass and has the 1st down into the territory of the Eagles.
Down to the 36 and 19-yard gain on the carry. 1st and 10 Wolves. They try to march toward the end zone to try to even this game up and possibly take the lead. Handoff goes to Bracken. 2-3 Eagles there. Ball came loose. I think they're just going to say he was down as Enterprise dove on it with Holt. Going to be no gain on the carry by Bracken as he's brought down to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, really good job by the Duchesne defensive line. And it looks like, yep, the ball did come loose, so Giles on the ground, but it was actually number 7, Johnson, who creates the fumble again.
2nd down and 10. Phillips under center. Staying with that same double wing formation. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle to Gardner. Gardner trying to find some space. He's going to step across the 35 and driven back from there. A 2-yard gain to the 34.
Yeah, really not much there. And Duchesne player getting up a little bit slow. I think it's 87. I'm not sure.
Dallin Porter.
Yeah, Dallin Porter. He stayed down quite a while. He was on the bottom of the pile in the tackle.
3rd down and 8 now for the Wolves. In 4-down territory. Phillips under center. Strong split wide left. They send Bracken in motion. Takes the snap. Fakes the pitch. They're going to give it up to Drake, and he has nowhere to go. Dropped in the backfield for a big loss.
Yeah, Kason Crum, he blew that play up. He got in the backfield. Enterprise extremely fortunate to even get that play off, as Crum was there before the ball was really even secured. You got to credit Drake for not fumbling that ball, as he was hit as he received the handoff.
Loss of 3 on the play, and that makes it 4th and 11. I called it 4-down territory, and now Coach Messersmith's letting that clock wind down, maybe with a loss of yards.
Yeah,
you say let's pin him deep.
Well, he's got about 10 seconds left on the play clock. Obviously, no play going to be called, and 2:39 left. Probably doesn't want to leave Duchesne Eagles with a lot of time.
And they're going to call a timeout, though, will the Wolves. So they'll take I believe, their 2nd timeout of this first half. With 2:33 to go in the half, it is that Duchesne 6, Enterprise 0 in this 1A semifinal. 4th down for the Wolves, and we come back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
Welcome back here to Zions Bank Stadium as we come out of the timeout. It'll be a 4th and 11 for Enterprise. And they're going to go trips left, 1 receiver to the right. Shotgun formation for Riker Phillips. Takes the high snap, rolls back to pass, moving to his right. Flags fly on the play. He's going to tuck it and run down the sideline, lowers the shoulder to make sure he gets enough for a first down, but this one's coming back.
Yeah, it looks like it is. So it's behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be 10 yards, most likely in the hold. We'll see.
Yeah, ball's at the 37, so we take it back to the 47.
Mm-hmm. And do the Wolves punt after that?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Try to pin him deep, and
it's declined. So he stepped out prior to the line to gain. So
he did not get the first down.
Yep.
So turnover on downs. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 27, so he only gained 10. He needed 11. He was a yard shy.
So 2:25, a long field, short clock, and a dangerous Duchesne Eagles with a chance to end the half. Duchesne Enterprise gets the ball to start the second half.
2:25 to go on their own 27-yard line for Duchesne. And we saw them score in about 30 seconds on their first drive of the game, so they can score fast. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Goodliff was late to go. They're going to pass just to the bubble screen out of the backfield to Jacobs. Makes one man miss, then takes a shot from Kyron Bracken after a gain of almost nothing.
Yeah,
a yard.
And once again, that's number 11, Jacobs, who gets hit again. He has already taken 2 big hits. That's number 3, and good to see him up. But it's just taken some huge hits. Yeah, D. Cleater.
It felt like that should have been more yards downfield, the action that happened on it.
Yeah, no, it was a great play, just not a lot there. Clock running. It's interesting, Robert, you talked about it. We've got a touchdown in 30 seconds, then turnover on downs, punt, downs. Just defensive the rest of the half.
Crum in the shotgun. takes a snap. Quick pass to the outside. Underthrows Draker Goodliff as it hits the turf.
Yeah, clock stopped at 1:35. Not a lot there. You had Hyatt, who was right in the area. Good coverage on the quick pass. And they're trying to get Giles in space. He's such a fast, quick runner. And really, it would be him and Hyatt all alone on that outside edge.
So 3rd down and 9 for the Eagles. They'll send Goodliff to the right, Lazenby and Giles to the left. Tighter formation this time, though, for Duchesne. And it looks like Coach Cowan wants to talk about it. Timeout called, 1:35 to go in the first half in this 1A semifinal. Number 2, Duchesne 6. Number 3, Enterprise 0 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Special thanks to Channel V6 and these additional sponsors for making state football live coverage possible. Kings Peak Credit Union, Larson Haslam Dental in Roosevelt, Zions Bank, Chuck's Meat, Freedom Realty, Al's Food Town, and Gateway Sinclair in Duchesne.
Coming out of the timeout, 6-0 Duchesne with the lead, and they're facing a 3rd and 9 at their own 28-yard line. With 1:35 to go in the half.
And Duchesne has one more timeout, is that correct?
I believe so. I think they each have one.
Okay.
Barry Hilton running the controls, and on our scoreboard that we can see, that's what he has too. So
there we go.
We'll trust him. Crum in the shotgun formation, takes the snap, drops the pass, steps up, going to throw deep down the middle, looking for Jacobs, and it is incomplete. Phillips nearly had it intercepted, and then he took a shot from a couple of players, including his own, as the ball gets knocked loose.
Yeah, Phillips took the biggest shot from number 33, Mason Nelson, as he had a beat on it, was there. And you got to give credit to the receiver, too. Jacobs did a nice job. Now, here's an interesting thing. Now it's a 4th down punt formation. Still a minute and a half left.
Yeah. Good snap. Kick is away. And high bounce on the kick, which keeps Jaden Drake away from it. He didn't want to risk anything there. Yep. And it'll be Duchesne trying to get that ball to roll as it stopped at the 32-yard line. So that's where Enterprise will take over. Enterprise, we talked about Duchesne's ability to score fast. Enterprise isn't that kind of offense. Now, it doesn't mean you can't break a run for a big play, but their offense just isn't built for the quick strike scores.
It's not. And with a minute 13, they may have to try it. I mean, there's danger in that as well. Now, this could be the last possession of the first half with the ball in the second, but you're right. It's more of a deliberate offensive control.
Phillips under center, takes the snap. The give on the dive, and nowhere to go for Gardner as he's driven back from the line of scrimmage. Is going to lose a yard to the 31.
Yeah, he was lucky to get any yards as he does lose the one and just hit immediately. First player that I think was 71, right? I think it was Stansfield.
So it'll make it 2nd down and 11.
I doubt it was Stanfield, but it might have been.
Or was it 61?
It could be 61. Yeah, that would be Lex Giles. I think that was exactly what it was.
Phillips will drop it in the shotgun formation. 5 seconds on the play clock. Looks to the sideline. And Coach Messersmith's going to go ahead and call timeout with 1 second on the play clock and use his final timeout of the half with 27 seconds to go in the first half. With less than a minute left in the half, we're going to go ahead and keep it right here at Zions Bank Stadium in this 1A semifinal. Again, quick score update for you. Earlier today in the first semifinal of the day for 1A, it was Beaver leading at 20-7 at the half. Kanab scores the first drive of the second half to make it 20-13, and Kanab had multiple chances after that to try to go and tie it. The Beaver defense held strong, and the Kanab defense played a great second half as well. But Beaver held on for the 20-13 win over Kanab. So the winner of this game will move on to play Beaver in that state championship next Saturday at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that was a great game. It was an awesome semifinal matchup, and we talked about it in the postgame of that one, that it came down to 1 pick six. Other than that, the stats were almost identical. A couple extra turnovers for Kanab. Great game, though.
So 2nd down and 11.
Well, and Coach Messersmith likely will just have them kneel on that. He worked out as much time as he could. 27 seconds left. I think he says, we'll take this first half and come back in the second.
Yeah. And you go receiver wide to each side as Phillips goes under center. Takes the snap. Handoff goes to Gardner. Gardner right up the middle. Gets hit, and it will be stopped at about the 37-yard line. And that will likely be how the first half comes to an end after the 6-yard run.
Yeah, good ball control, as you can see the wrap up of the ball to make sure there's no fumble. And
that'll be how the first half comes to an end. So we have your Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show coming up next. But through 2 quarters of play, we're in a dogfight. Number 2 Duchesne 6, number 3 Enterprise 0. Halftime coming up next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. Team Live powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Any Hour Services has a team of technicians that can take care of any plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning needs you might have around your house. Got a drain that's clogged? Call Any Hour Services. Need a ceiling fan installed? Call Any Hour Services. Can't get the heat to come on? Call Any Hour Services. Maintenance, repair, or install, any job, any size, Any Hour Services. Mention this ad and take $50 off your next visit. Call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhour.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
At Al's Food Town in Duchesne, we believe in shopping smart and shopping local. With a wide selection and competitive pricing, we can give you a reason to stop in and shop. From home essentials and gifts to local meat and baked goods, we have you covered with everything you'll ever need. Al's Food Town, proudly serving the people of Duchesne and surrounding areas since 1998.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
The leaves are changing, temperatures are dropping, and the holiday season is just around the corner. Strata Networks wants to help you celebrate with family and friends. From now until the end of November, you have a chance to enter and win one of 9 $200 grocery gift cards. Just enter your number at stratanetworks.com/thanksgiveaway and complete the survey sent through text message. It's simple. Don't miss your chance to win $200. Strata Networks. We connect lives.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments. On time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear.
I won't eat any glue.
I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem.
School? I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centricom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centricom.
Welcome back to Zions Bank Stadium. Robert Lovell with you alongside Scott Linkford here on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports. The Duchesne Talons drill team entertaining the crowd here at the half, and I believe it'll be the Enterprise Wolverines that turn to take the field as we get to see these talented dancers on both sides. And at the half in the game, it is a dogfight, 6-0. It is the Duchesne Eagles with the lead over Enterprise. And, Scott, your takeaway from this first half?
Well, my takeaway is, one, it doesn't happen often, but I was 100% wrong. I watched that first series, and I thought this is going to be a high-scoring affair, and these two are going to have to really just duke it out. And it couldn't have been further from the truth as we had that touchdown at 11:26, so 34 seconds into the game, we've got the first touchdown. After that, it was punts, turnover on downs, half. And it is a defensive battle. Everything, it's offense and defense. But in this half, it was 100% just defense with one play of 59 yards.
Yep. And
so I was wrong. I thought this was going to, go, but then Enterprise settled in on the defense of the Duchesne Eagles, and then Duchesne had the defense the whole time. A couple big plays for two teams, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's been defense.
And the biggest play going to Duchesne with that 59-yard touchdown run by Brody Jacobs for the only score of this first half. 6-0, they lead it. Let's take a look at the first half stats here. Again, appreciate Brad James being here with us. Looking at the total offense, Duchesne looks like they're dominating this game. 165 yards compared to Enterprise's 92. Passing yards, 81 for Duchesne, 2 for Enterprise. Rushing yards almost the same, 84 for Duchesne, 90 for Enterprise. So Duchesne's ability to throw the football making a difference here, and they did throw the first 2 times for good chunks on that initial drive before the 59-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, no, they really did. And you look at, 82 yards in the first half for Brody Jacobs. That's really the difference, in this one is that one long play. Other than that, these stats are pretty similar.
Yes, they are. Let's look at those other individual stats here.
So, again, I mentioned 6 carries, 82 yards for Brody Jacobs. He's averaging 13.7 yards per carry. Now, that's pretty a little bit misleading in that 1 yard, one play was 60 yards. Parker Crum has 5 yards, and Kason Crum's 1. And I do want to point out that if you're playing the Duchesne Eagles and you see Parker Crum with 5 first-half yards, you've got to be very happy.
Yeah. And we're going to have to correct one of those stats because Kason Crum did have 2 big first-down runs.
He did,
when
you're
Jacobs
right.
went out. So
tell me what you have for the total.
I have Kason down. I have Kason with 12 yards
Parker,
and 1 first-down run. No, Kason.
Kason,
with a 10-yard run and then a 2-yard run. So he has 12 yards. I think they gave that to Jacobs. I have Jacobs at 71.
Yeah, so I think that's exactly what happened. Yeah. So, but what do you have Parker for?
Yeah, I've got Parker. Actually, I have him at 1 yard.
Yeah,
so,
1 yard.
Net,
so.
And that's what he has him at, too, is just the 1 net yard. So
on the passing, 8 for 19 for Crum. So he's been back in the pocket a lot, only the 81 yards with one long reception to Lazenby. Lazenby has 33 yards, 21 for Giles, and 27 for Jacobs. So that's for the Duchesne Eagles. On the Wolves side of things, Bracken with 32, Drake with 32, 17 for Gardner, 11 for Phillips. But the trouble for the Wolves are just that 2 yards that you mentioned in the total yardage. Against a team like Duchesne, in order to keep them honest on the rushing side of the defense, you got to be able to throw sometimes. And so far in that first half, the Wolves unable to do so.
Yeah. So there's your first half stats. Again, appreciate Brad James helping us out with those, being here this weekend at Zions Bank Stadium for all these games this weekend. Let's give you a quick update. Again, it's Beaver survived against Kanab 20-13. So the winner of this game plays Beaver in the state championship next week. In the 8-man state championship game, it's Rich and Monticello. They both dominated their semifinal games today. And then, of course, tomorrow we've got at 10 a.m. San Juan and Summit Academy.
And hang on, I want to just give a little preface before you go to tomorrow's slate. This is a weekend of football you should be watching.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, as you've gone over this during the day, and it's like this is a fun slate of games that people should be like, I'm on Team Hive or listening on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, because these are going to be some great games.
Yeah, a lot of great games.
I'll be watching.
And you look at that, Beaver Kanab, it was a blowout during the season, but Kanab did a lot of good things today.
They did.
And came into the great game plan, and it's just such a good rivalry. You knew they were going to give Beaver their best shot.
Yep, they did.
And played a tough game. This Enterprise Duchesne game we thought there'd be some points on the board here and there, but we knew it was going to be a tight game, and it's showing that here in the first half. Tomorrow, San Juan, Summit Academy, it should be, San Juan has looked like a very heavy favorite in 2A. The North is better this year, significantly better than they were last year. And so we'll see what Summit Academy can do after upsetting Emory last week. And then you got Clayton Christian. South Summit beat them by a touchdown during the season, and they play at 1 o'clock tomorrow. It should be a great matchup. And then the 3A games, Richfield and Canyon View. Richfield finally got over that Canyon View hump during the season, beating them 28-14, but Canyon View ended their season 2 years in a row in the play, and now they meet again in the finals this time around.
Lots of intrigue with that one.
Yes. And then you've got Manti Morgan. Morgan, it looked like they just weren't quite as dominant as we thought they might be coming into the season. The last 2 games, they have looked very dominant, both against Union, so the same team they played in those 2 games. But Manti might have the best offense out there, as long as Richfield shut them down. But other than that, Manti's offense has been very dynamic.
Well, and you've seen my thing is that Finney State champs until they lose, I've had them number one all season long, with Manti, Richfield, Canyon View right there. And I think that is wide open. I don't think Morgan's unbeatable.
I agree.
It's going to be interesting what happens.
Richfield, the only unbeaten team left in 3A.
That's it.
At 11-0.
And they've been playing great.
Yeah, they've looked really good. So there's a little score update and preview of what's coming up tomorrow as well here at Zions Bank Stadium.
Yeah, cancel the yard work, forget mowing the lawn. Get out there.
That's right. Blowing the leaves.
That's right.
Yeah. Or mowing the leaves. Some people like to do that.
I'll be mowing leaves early so I can watch football.
We'll take a break here inside the Jones Intermill Engineering halftime show and come back and get you ready for the second half next with Duchesne leading Enterprise 6-0 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
DNA McRae is hiring crude oil truck drivers for our Uinta Basin routes. Be home daily, drive new and well-maintained equipment, and earn quarterly bonuses with great benefits. DNA McRae offers outstanding career choices with flexible schedules, benefits, performance bonuses, and an average starting pay of $100,000 per year. We're a safety-focused, family-friendly work environment looking for those that fit our values. Call 435-893-4442 or visit McRaeTrans.com to complete an application.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Jones Paint and Glass has been serving the Utah community since 1938.
We love the communities we serve, not only in Utah, but through our network of dealers outside of Utah as well. It is our passion to be able to turn people's visions for their homes into a reality.
Whether you're updating your home or bringing the visions of your new home to life, Jones Paint and Glass is here for all your paint and glass needs.
When you hear the crash, you better think Jones Paint and Glass.
Feeling hurt? Uncomfortable standing, walking, or running? Salt Lake Running Company offers free custom shoe fittings. With an assortment of functional footwear and inserts, we've got solutions to help you have your best workout, work day, or work escape. For over 25 years, SLRC's award-winning customer service has helped people find the perfect personalized fit that keeps them comfortably moving. Visit us at one of our locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com today.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Kings Peak is the tallest mountain in Utah, standing at 13,528 feet. It's located right here in Duchesne County. We at Kings Peak Credit Union want to help you reach your highest financial point. We have been proudly serving our community since 1955 by providing quality services, loans, and tools to build a dependable future. Our dedication to Duchesne County and the surrounding areas lets us lift our members and the residents here to new heights. Kings Peak Credit Union is here to help with your next financial adventure.
Welcome back here to Zions Bank Stadium. Robert Lovell with you alongside Scott Langford on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports, as the Enterprise has made their way back out of the locker room, getting ready for the second half. Now we just await the Duchesne Eagles, as Duchesne leads this game at the break 6 over Enterprise. And Scott, as you look at this second half, what are some of the keys you see for these two teams?
Well, I think defensively both teams should do exactly what they've been doing. I think, on the Enterprise side of the ball, I think they've done a great job of keeping Parker Crum under control. That young man is one of the best scrambling quarterbacks I've seen in a lot of years, so to keep him under 10 yards in that first half was remarkable. So I think for Enterprise that will be the key is, stay in front of your players and keep Crum from making the plays with his feet. On the Duchesne side of the ball, I would say they've got to uncork that offense. They've got to take some chances downfield. I'm not sure they can run against this Enterprise Wolves team. Late in the game, you can run almost anybody, but I think in general, that might end up being a wash. But I think it's going to be the big hitters for Duchesne and then the defense on Crum for the Wolves.
Yeah, so we'll watch for those keys into this second half as we still await Duchesne to come out of the locker room. And once they do come out, they'll push the time back up to give them 3 minutes to get
they started
up.
5 minutes early. Maybe they'll start the half 3 minutes early.
Yeah, there you go.
I highly doubt it.
Hey, there's another great shot of that umpire.
Oh, did you see it?
Making a great play to get out of the way.
Did you see the barrel roll?
The barrel roll, yeah.
It was impressive.
Yeah, it was. So now there comes Duchesne, as you can hear the crowd with their big cheers on the Duchesne sideline here on the home side of the stands. And so, again, they'll put that clock up, 3 minutes going now. And so we're going to take one more break, and we'll come back with the second half. That'll be coming up next year from Zions Bank Stadium. 6-0, Duchesne leads Enterprise in the 1A semifinal. Winner plays Beaver in the state championship next week on Team Live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Earning your degree doesn't have to be complex. USU Uinta Basin lets you stay close to home and save money. As an Aggie, you'll have access to a personalized education with student support from faculty mentors. Let us help you achieve your goals your way. On campus, online, this is your U-State.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
Special thanks to Channel V6 and these additional sponsors for making state football live coverage possible. Kings Peak Credit Union, Larson Haslam Dental in Roosevelt, Zions Bank, Chuck's Meat, Freedom Realty, Al's Food Town, and Gateway Sinclair in Duchesne.
Welcome back to Zions Bank Stadium. Enterprise will receive the second half kickoff. Duchesne will kick it away left to right as you see it. And Enterprise returns right to left. Just a squib kick right down the middle of the field, picked up at the 34-yard line, and nearly breaking free on that one was Taylor Grob, but he'll be brought down to the 45, and that's where Enterprise, with good field position, will start their second half drive.
I'll tell you what, he had a lane and goes down kind of at the end. You know, a gutsy pickup by Grob, and tripped up by number 42 for Duchesne, and that's Claiborne. Great field position to start for the Wolves.
Yep, 5 yards shy of midfield. Nope, they're going to move him back to the 44.
All right. Not their best starting field position. 47 was their best starting field position.
There's some confusion with the near sideline. Judge is staying at the 45. The far side is at the 44. And
they're arguing about it. And the other guy said, no, it's right here. And so this guy says, okay.
The interesting part is that it was opposite sides.
Yeah.
So you would have thought that maybe the coaches were helping talk that. Well, they were opposite. Hand off to Jaden Drake. Had a nice hole to run through. Bounces to the outside. Breaks a tackle. Cuts inside. Has room to run to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Enterprise.
Wow.
The big play for the Wolves as they've tied the game here to start the second half.
56 yards for Jaden Drake, and he broke several tackles. This is one he's going to want on his highlight reel. There's one arm tackle he runs through. Make that number 2 as he runs through that one as well. Follows a nice block for 3 players. Tackle number 3, and Jaden Drake off to the races for the touchdown.
So just like that, Enterprise has a chance to take the lead just 17 seconds into the second half.
Isn't that ironic, both teams with that kind of a play? You know, it was Jacobs for 59, Drake for 56. We're tied currently.
Rivera to take the lead. The snap's off the mark, though. It's going to be picked up by Hyatt. He rolls to his right, tries to throw it, and nowhere to go as he's brought down. And so both teams fell on their PAT attempt. And with 11:43 to go in the third quarter, we're all tied up in this 1A semifinal. Number 2 Duchesne 6, number 3 Enterprise 6 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Any Hour Services has a team of technicians that can take care of any plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning needs you might have around your house. Got a drain that's clogged? Call Any Hour Services. Need a ceiling fan installed? Call Any Hour Services. Can't get the heat to come on? Call Any Hour Services. Maintenance, repair, or install, any job, any size, Any Hour Services. Mention this ad and take $50 off your next visit. Call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhour.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Welcome back here to Zions Bank Stadium as Enterprise. We talked about the fact that their offense isn't really built for the quick strike, but they get the big play off tackle on the left side, and Jaden Drake with the 56-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, I certainly didn't say that Enterprise has to, have that ball control offense, did I? No.
And their Enterprise is going to go with the squib kick, too, and it's still bouncing around, and it's going to be, I believe, Claiborne who dives and catches it for Duchesne at about the 31-yard line.
Yeah, super dangerous kick, and it took two really high bounces, and you can see Enterprise trying to figure out how to field that, and then it takes the high bounce over the player, and, wow, the ball was loose till the very end at the 31.
So Duchesne will take over with 11:41 to go in the third quarter on their own 31-yard line. It'll be Goodliff wide right, 2 receivers to the left for Parker Crum. Shotgun formation with Jacobs to his left in the backfield. Takes a snap, the give to Jacobs. Jacobs dancing, trying to find a hole, and he's driven back by the the defensive line of Enterprise, and the Wolves are pumped.
They are pumped, and Bracken and others in there right in the middle. They did a good job of swallowing up blocks. Nowhere to go for the ball carrier.
No gain on the carry. 2nd and 10.
Poor Jacobs. He's just going to be black and blue after this game. He's my vote for most beaten up player. He's a gamer, though. Never pauses.
Right. Goodliff wide right, 2 receivers to the left again. Crum in the shotgun formation. 2nd and 10. Talks to his offensive line as he resets. Takes a snap. Quick pass outside to Giles. And it's going to be a completed catch for a loss of about 5 yards back to the 26 or 27-yard line. And Parker Crum not happy with himself on that one.
No, Devin Strong, I think, with the tackle as he just played that perfect. And Giles had to go back and get that. That one wasn't really very secure. And so Strong with the tackle. 3rd and long.
Loss of 4 on the play. So 3rd and 14 at their own 27 as the Enterprise defense standing strong after the offense came through. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Crum in the shotgun formation. Takes a snap, drops the pass. Quick pass on the slant route. That's going to be incomplete as he throws behind Goodliff, and it hits the turf. 4th down. Punt team comes on for the Eagles.
Yeah, Jaden Drake, he did a dangerous thing. He lined up on the outside of the receiver, and it was intended for number 2, Goodliff, and the tipped at line of scrimmage, but Goodliff was open on the inside. He took that inside track, and he was there. However, there was a player coming from the other side.
Yes, safety over the top.
Yeah. I think it was Bracken.
Punt team comes on for Duchesne. Back to receive at the 44-yard line is Drake. High kick. Drake going to call for the fair catch and makes it at the 44. And so Enterprise will start on the 44-yard line, which is where they started last drive.
Exactly the same. Yeah, exactly the same field position.
So Duchesne, after putting together the touchdown drive initially, now they're going to. So this is what I don't understand. How can they move this one forward to the 45?
I don't know.
They're going to start on the 45-yard line.
Maybe they're giving them back the yard they lost in the last time.
But Duchesne scored on their first drive, they put together a really nice drive, their second drive down to the 10, but then punt.
Yeah. Coach Cowan getting after his defense, saying, let's see some energy.
Phillips under center with the I formation, takes a snap. They give to the tailback, Bracken. Bracken got hit initially, able to stay on his feet before being driven back after a 2-yard gain to the 47.
Yeah, Johnson just would not let go of the ball carrier. Made the tackle as he fought off and didn't let Bracken have his legs to push forward. That stopped from being a couple more yards.
Yards have been tough to come by for Bracken. 8 carries for 28 in the game.
Yeah, no, it's been rough.
Jaden Drake's really the only one that's had some of those breakout plays.
Yeah.
He's had a 10 and a 19, and then, of course, the 56.
Right.
Phillips under center, 2nd and 8. Takes a snap. They give right side to Bracken. Bounces to the outside. Has room to run. Gets a block and stays on his feet after he takes a hit at the legs and is spun out of bounds at about the 35-yard line as the Wolves continue to show they've got the momentum.
Yeah, that energizes the Enterprise Wolves. And, what a great play. Stop, bounces out, makes the adjustment to the outside, and now just simply goes through. Loses balance, but able to keep up for another 7-8 yards. Never taken down on the play. Oh, and he was in the out of bounds.
16-yard gain for a first down for the Wolves into Duchesne territory at the Eagles' 37. They'll go 2 receivers to the right. I formation. Phillips under center. Takes a snap. They give to Bracken again. Gets hit in the backfield. Makes the man miss. Jumps forward, and he'll be driven back at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Yeah, it was the most exciting net zero rush of the evening as Bracken had to do a quick jump to avoid the loss on the play.
And they're going to give him, looks like, a yard to the 36.
So Claiborne got the first penetration, slowed up Bracken, and limited the rush.
2nd down and 9 for the Wolves. Tight formation. Phillips under center. Takes the snap. Handoff comes to Drake. Drake cuts inside, got a block, tries to go straight downfield and gets met at the 35. The pile pushes forward by that Enterprise offensive line down to the 34 for a gain of 2.
Not a lot, but I want to give credit to Parker Holt, who does this every time. But what a beautiful seal block on the outside. Kept his hands in front of him, no hold, and didn't result in a whole lot, but just good line play. When you see it, you got to call it out.
2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 7 in what is likely 4-down territory here for the Wolves. In a tie ball game, 8:07 to go in the third quarter, 6-6 in this 1A semifinal.
Wolves already down to 9 seconds on the play clock.
Phillips in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Here comes the heavy pressure from Duchesne. Steps up and throws down the sideline. And Lazenby just got a finger on it to tip it away from Devin Strong as it falls incomplete.
You've got to give Phillips credit on that one, but Lazenby with just a great play at the last minute. As Phillips, that ball on the money. Lazenby, wow, the jump. That's a basketball play right there, as that was probably a touchdown or a 1st and goal for the Wolves without the exceptional play.
So it's 4th and 7.
You're going to want to watch that replay again and watch the vertical leap by Lazenby. Oh, my goodness.
Shotgun formation for Phillips. The Duchesne players trying to get their crowd on their feet. Phillips rolls to his right, heavy pressure. There's the screen back to Gardner, and Brody Jacobs is there to blow it up. No gain, maybe a gain of a yard, but a turnover on downs.
Yeah, what a great play. Great play by the Enterprise Wolves. I think it's a good play call for the Wolves. By the Duchesne Eagles, but for the play. But just Jacobs there, good job, and then helped clean up by his teammates. Defense continues.
It was a gain of a yard to the 33, but that's where Duchesne will take over as a result with 7:41 to go in the third quarter in a tie ball game. Lazenby goes wide left. They'll bring Giles wide right with Goodliff as a wingback. They send Giles in motion right to left. Takes the snap, does Crum, hands off to Jacobs off the right side. Pretty good push by the offensive line across the 35 to the 36 for a gain of 3.
Yeah, really nice job. Bracken almost got a strip on that one, but great steady hands by Jacobs with the hold. Yeah, Bracken gets his hand, tries to strip the arm, but couldn't get it. Short gain.
So 2nd down and 7 for the Eagles.
This is a battle at the line of scrimmage. I mean, if you like good, solid football, both of these teams really, no one's really won the line of scrimmage yet.
Yeah.
It's just been basically a neutralizing game so far.
Crum in the shotgun formation. Takes a snap. Fakes the handoff inside. Now goes to Giles instead. Giles cuts upfield. He's going to get out to the 39 or 40-yard line to make it 3rd and about 3.
Yeah, Giles does a nice job and cuts back in. Just not a lot of room to run as he makes a nice cut to avoid the pressure coming from the outside. But then just too many Wolves there on the follow-up. Finally ended up with number 6, Gardner.
3rd down and 3 for Duchesne. Their own 40-yard line. Goodliff wide left. Giles and Lazenby to the right. Shotgun formation for Crum. Takes a high snap. Going to run the option. Thought about pitching it. Now going to reverse direction. Going the other way. Gardner gets him, and he gets some help over the top. Is that Elworth, I believe, that came in to clean it up for a big loss of yards for the Eagles?
Yes, it was, and Gardner makes it just a great play as Enterprise plays that perfectly. The option on the left side. Crum does a really nice job trying to get some space, but he just couldn't get away from Gardner as Gardner wraps it up, and then the big hit by Elworth.
Yeah, you look at that play, the way that was set up, you wonder why didn't he pitch it. Jaden Drake was all over the pitch man, ready for that. There was nowhere to go. He tried to reverse directions, and Braden Gardner made him pay, and as did Caden Elworth. Punt team comes out for Duchesne. End over end spiraling kick and a bounce on the 35-yard line. Take a nice Duchesne roll, but go out of bounds at about the 25. And that's where Enterprise will start their 3rd drive of the half.
Well, and I want to comment again, both punt teams have done a great job. Cade Thacker that time just doesn't let the ball get picked up by Drake. And so it's an important part of the game.
Yes, it is. 5:33 to go in the quarter. We've now seen Duchesne punt on 5 straight drives.
Yeah.
The last 3 being 3-and-outs.
No turnovers yet in the game. That could be one of the things to pay attention to as well.
Phillips under center. Quick pass out of the backfield for Drake and threw it too far out in front, incomplete.
Yeah, not a lot there anyway. You've got the 2 Crums and Giles just running on that sideline. Might have been a gain of 1 and 2, but Duchesne had that one covered. 2nd and 10
now for the Wolves. They're on 25-yard line.
That's one of those angle passes where the defenders have all the angles, and if you catch it, you get drilled.
For Enterprise, they've had, not counting the half drive, they had a turnover on downs at the 27, a 56-yard touchdown run, and then a turnover on downs at the 33. So Enterprise's offense seems to be getting going a little more while Duchesne's is scaling back.
That's true.
Phillips directing traffic, going to send high to the left side. He's got 2 seconds on the play clock. Under center, and he's not going to get it off. Are they going to call the timeout first? Yes, they will, as Coach Messersmith gets it in. So a timeout called with 5:30 to go in the 3rd quarter in this 1A semifinal. Number 2 Duchesne 6, number 3 Enterprise 6 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, B6 Media, and KSL Sports.
At Al's Food Town in Duchesne, we believe in shopping smart and shopping local. With a wide selection and competitive pricing, we can give you a reason to stop in and shop. From home essentials and gifts to local meat and baked goods, we have you covered with everything you'll ever need. Al's Food Town, proudly serving the people of Duchesne and surrounding areas since 1998.
We're back here at Zions Bank Stadium. At the 25-yard line are the Enterprise Wolves, 2nd and 10. Coming out of the timeout, their first timeout of the half. Hyatt split to the left, Phillips under center. Sends Drake in motion, takes a snap, they give to Drake, following the lead blocker, gets hit and stopped at the 25. They're going to say he got to the 26 for a gain of 1.
Yeah, how about these 2 defenses? Duchesne all over that play. Drake not able to get up to speed at all, as there's Phillips with the first hit, and coming back is Johnson as well. Great defensive play.
3rd and 9 now for the Wolves.
Both these teams with a lot of seniors. Johnson, though, a junior. Leading tackler, junior for the Eagles.
And Jacobs, a sophomore at running back.
Yeah.
Of course, for Enterprise, they've got senior heavy at the backs with Drake and Bracken and Gardner, but Phillips, quarterback, just a junior. Phillips under center, takes the snap, fakes a couple handoffs, drops the pass. Here comes the pressure, throws on the back shoulder route, and knocked away by Claiborne. He was looking for Bracken. Claiborne with a great play to knock it away.
That was a great pass by Phillips, to be honest. That was a perfectly thrown ball and just a better defensive play. And yeah, Bracken would have had a first down without the Claiborne's heads-up play on the outside.
Really good read by Claiborne to see Bracken coming out and be able to go cover that.
Yeah, no, really smart.
So the punt team comes on for Enterprise.
Because he had to make an adjustment on the play fake.
High snap, able to get it down and kick it away was Rivera. And it'll bounce shy of the 50. It does take an Enterprise bounce into Duchesne territory, but the Eagles will start with great field position at the 46 near midfield.
Well, and you wonder if field position won't end up with the defense, being the key point of this game, because whoever gets the short field might just win this one.
Yeah. I have that as Enterprise's first 3 and out since their second drive of the game. So their offense started to get things going. This time Duchesne's defense is able to get the quick stop.
Well, let me see. Duchesne, is this the best field position of the game?
Yes.
It is, 46.
Yeah, prior to that, they started at 39.
Yeah.
Was their best field position. Neither team has started in the other team's territory this game.
Nope, neither one.
1st and 10. Crum will be in the shotgun formation. He's got 2 seconds on the play clock. Takes the snap just in time, fakes the handoff, has time to pass, throws the out route for Porter, underthrew it, and Gardner intercepts it for the Wolves.
Yeah, Gardner was right there. I was watching him because I watched Crum's eyes, and I'm like, oh my goodness, Gardner right there. And he just stepped right in front, cut the route, and the first turnover of the game goes to the Enterprise Wolves.
Yeah, Crum not happy with themselves as he knew he underthrew that one. And Braden Gardner comes up with a big play defensively for Enterprise, and now they've got great field position at their own 43-yard line.
Wow. Not the best field position. 44 is the best field. 45. We had the 45.
So 1st and 10. Offense look to the sideline for Enterprise. Phillips in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Drop backs to pass, going to throw down the middle of the field, and he overthrows everybody. 2 Duchesne players closest to it as it falls incomplete.
Yeah, probably okay, as that definitely was not, an open space for the Enterprise Wolves.
It's one of those where you have to wonder about the routes, and because you had 2 guys running right down the seam, only 5 yards apart from each other. So that meant that you had 4 defensive players right there with them.
Yeah, 4 on 3, and basically the side guy. Now Giles was over on the sideline because there was one more receiver on the side, but Giles released from that receiver, so I don't think anybody was really open. Might have been a smart throwaway by Phillips.
2nd down and 10. Receiver wide to each side. Phillips will go under center. Takes a snap, handoff quickly to Gardner. Gardner hits the hole hard and fast. And he's going to get right near midfield, just shy of the 50-yard line.
Yeah, nice run by Gardner, just straight ahead following an offensive line surge. Really good blocking on that one. As the line you can see downfield still in blocking, and that gives the space for
3rd and 4 at the 49-yard line for Enterprise. Phillips under center. Takes the snap. Give left side to Gardner again. Hits the hole hard. Moves it forward. Looks like he has enough for a first down, and it looks like he does at the 46-yard line for Enterprise.
Yep, they call it a first down, so into Duchesne territory. And I don't know how many first downs. Let's take a look at this. In the first half, it was Enterprise 4, Duchesne 7. In the second half, I don't know how many first downs have there been.
I think that's 2 for Enterprise.
And that's it.
Yeah.
in the second half. So in almost a quarter of play, 2 first downs. This is just defense has been sensational for both of these teams.
1st and 10 Wolves. Phillips under center with 3:12 to go in the 3rd quarter in a 6-6 ball game. Takes the snap. Give right side to Bracken. Bracken had a big hole to run through. Lowers the shoulder. Downfield he goes to the 20 or 30-yard line for another big game and a Wolves first down.
Yeah, Bracken hit that hold really untouched. Great line blocking off that right side. Bracken hits the hole hard and keeps his momentum going. When he receives contact, runs through that tackle and gets extra yards for the first down. Does a good job of wrapping up the ball with two hands, as well as you had some pretty heavy pressure by number 61 for the Duchesne Eagles as he was trying to do the strip tackle by Lex Giles.
1st and 10 for the Wolves. Another first down for Enterprise. Crum will be under center. 2 receivers to the right with the I formation behind him. Or Phillips, under center. Takes a snap. Hands off to Bracken. Bracken cuts upfield again. And the Enterprise offensive line looks like they're starting to wear down Duchesne. The Enterprise line is big and strong, and they're starting to get a bigger push.
Yeah, so far on this drive, that's exactly what we are seeing. And then you've got the big running back in Bracken as he's just, bowling his way forward. We talked about at the outset that Enterprise, the game they want is the 5-6 yard carries. So far in this drive, that's what we've seen.
2nd down and 5 after the 5-yard gain on that one for Bracken. 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Phillips under center. Takes the snap again, hand off to Bracken, right side. Bracken cuts upfield, has another first down inside of the 20-yard line down to about the 17.
Yeah, Crum, the tackler. But you're right, Bracken, look at the blocking downfield. Good job by Drake. And it was Crum with the tackle. Inside the red zone for the Enterprise Wolves.
Down to the 18 after an 8-yard gain. Now 13 carries for 73 yards for Kyron Bracken. 1st and 10 Wolves. They march towards the end zone looking for their first lead of the game. Phillips under center. Takes the snap. Give left side to Gardner, and he'll be stopped after about another 3 yards at the 15, make it the 14-yard line for a 4-yard gain.
Good penetration on the right side. Jacobs does a nice job of engaging from the side and limiting, but still almost 5 yards.
Under a minute to go in the quarter. Enterprise looking to drive to take the lead here. 2nd down and 6. Phillips under center. Takes the snap. The give to Bracken up the right side. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, able to dive forward and get down to the 12, maybe the 11 for a short gain.
Is that Porter on the tackle? 78, is that right?
Porter would be 87.
Yeah, 87. Let's see. 78. Nope, it was actually, I can't see the number. Wasn't either one of those players. But this is a big 3rd down for Enterprise and a timeout for the Duchesne Eagles.
So Duchesne will use their first timeout of the half. Each team has used one with 25 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. It's Duchesne 6, Enterprise 6 in this 1A semifinal on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Back here at Zions Bank Stadium, 25 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, in a game tied at 6. Phillips under center on 3rd and 3 for the Wolves. Takes a snap. Hand off to Bracken, right side. Cuts inside. Has the first down. Sprints into the end zone. Touchdown, Enterprise. The Wolves take the lead.
Wow, that was just ground and pound football for the Enterprise Wolves. 11-yard run for Bracken for the touchdown. This started on the 43-yard line, so 57 yards on the drive. And that was what we've expected all night long from the Enterprise Wolves. Just a 5-6 yard chunk type offense.
And they get the 11-yard scoring strike from Kyron Bracken, his first touchdown of the game. Makes it now 12-6, and looks like Enterprise will go for 2 here. As Phillips stays on the field, he'll go under center. I formation with Gardner and Bracken in the backfield behind him. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, rolls the pass, looking downfield. Here's the pressure, throws across the middle, and it'll be knocked away, incomplete as he was looking for Gardner. Couldn't quite reel it in.
Well, it's kind of almost got it to Gardner, almost caught in the back of the end zone after the tip. Phillips, just under heavy pressure, had to throw that one up, tipped up in the air behind number 6,
Braden Gardner. So after the touchdown, still 20 seconds left in the third quarter, Enterprise now leads Duchesne 12-6 in this 1A semifinal on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
The leaves are changing, temperatures are dropping, and the holiday season is just around the corner. Strata Networks wants to help you celebrate with family and friends. From now until the end of November, you have a chance to enter and win one of 9 $200 grocery gift cards. Just enter your number at stratanetworks.com/thanksgiveaway and complete the survey sent through text message. It's simple. Don't miss your chance to win $200. Strata Networks. We connect lives.
Welcome back to Zions Bank Stadium. 12-6 Enterprise with 2 second-half touchdowns that take the lead over Duchesne. Here comes the ensuing kickoff. Squib kick down the middle of the field. It bounces past a lot of people. Eventually picked up by Jacobs on the run to the 25. Makes a move to the 30. Bounces to the outside. Broke a tackle. And gets a stiff arm to the 35 before being brought down to about the 38-yard line. So Brody Jacobs ignites the Duchesne sideline.
Yeah, pretty exciting run by Jacobs, as there weren't a whole lot of Wolves able to stop that play. And Jacobs did a really good job reversing territory, breaking tackles, and reversing direction. Pretty exciting kick return for Brody Jacobs, and good field position at the 39.
That's where Duchesne will start their 4th drive of the second half. They've only ran 7 offensive plays this half in 3 drives.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Crum will be in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. They give to Kason Crum right up the middle, and Crum hits it hard across the 45 to the 46-yard line for a gain of 7.
And I was just going to ask between plays, what do you do if you're the Duchesne Eagles? Enterprise sitting back in the pass defense. Do you abandon the run? And obviously the answer is we're going to have to do some stuff up the middle. And that'll do it for the third quarter.
7-yard run by Kason Crum ends the quarter. It's 12-6. Enterprise leads Duchesne in the 1A semifinals on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear.
I won't eat any glue.
I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem.
School, I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centricom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centricom.
DNA McRae is hiring crude oil truck drivers for our Uinta Basin routes. Be home daily, drive new and well-maintained equipment, and earn quarterly bonuses with great benefits. DNA McRae offers outstanding career choices with flexible schedules, benefits, performance bonuses, and an average starting pay of $100,000 per year. We're a safety-focused, family-friendly work environment looking for those that fit our values. Call 435-893-4442 or visit McRaeTrans.com to complete an application.
Back here at Zions Bank Stadium, Kason Crum, another big play as we start the 4th quarter. He takes it down to the 44-yard line for a Duchesne first down. Their first down of the second half happened in the first play of the 4th quarter.
Well, the power running by Kason Crum, they've been using Jacobs, a little more of a shifty runner. Crum more of a power back, it appears, and it's working.
1st and 10 of the Enterprise 44. Crum takes a snap, gives to Kason Crum again off the left side, and another good gain for Crum as he gets down to the 37-yard line.
So here's the interesting part is this makes Parker Crum far more dangerous, as now Enterprise has to really pay attention to the run game.
Yes. And it makes you wonder when they're going to start doing maybe some designed runs for Parker Crum, too.
Yeah, because in this game so far, Parker's been bottled up.
Yeah.
By the Enterprise defense.
4 carries for -4 yards.
Yeah, amazing.
2nd down and 3 after the 7-yard pickup by Kason Crum. Parker Crum, shotgun formation. Takes a snap. Gives to Kaysen again, hit in the backfield, and this time he can't break it as Holt hit him initially and Devin Strong helped cleaned it up.
Yeah, Parker Holt just shoots in there and just takes on Crum, and no chance there as Holt gets help from his teammates. But yeah, Holt with a big hit right up the middle.
Loss of 2 on the play makes it 3rd and 5 for the Eagles in 4-down territory here with 10:25 to go in the game.
These are 2 heavyweights. Both of these much bigger than the team they will face in the championship.
Yes.
In Beaver, much smaller team.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for the Eagles. Crum in the shotgun formation. Takes a snap. The give to Kaysen Crum up the middle. He burst through to the 35-yard line. Ball came out of the end, and it looks like Duchesne was able to jump on it.
Yeah, the unfortunate part for the Eagles is they lose about 1 yard to 1.5 yards at the end of that.
Yeah.
So now a 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like Crum was going to get to about the 35-yard line, and as he was getting pushed back, the ball popped free.
Yeah, Gardner just strips it away. He has the ball in his hands and drops it at the last second. Duchesne jumps on it. Holy cow. Gardner was going the other way.
Yeah.
Big 4th down.
Just a gain of 1, so 4th and 4. 2 receivers to the right for the Eagles. Parker Crum, shotgun formation, takes a snap. Going to roll to his right, looking downfield, looking, throws to Giles. He has enough for a 1st down the sideline before stepping out of bounds. And the Eagles' drive continues.
How about the seniors, Crum and Giles, as Crum in big trouble as Holt coming from behind. And heavy pressure, Giles there, makes the play. New life for the Duchesne Eagles.
9 yards on the play when they needed 4. 1st and 10 of the 29 in Enterprise territory. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Jacobs back in a running back. Crum hands it to him. Nope, pulls it out, keeps it himself. He's going to throw to Giles. Giles tries to make a man miss, can't do it as he's brought down at the 28-yard line. Jackson Hyatt there with the defensive play.
Yeah, great play by Hyatt. He used some speed himself. Crum did a really good job of buying the time, giving Giles the space, but a great tackle on the outside nullifies a potential big hitter. So that's the most exciting no gain or one gain of 1.
Yeah, gain of 1 yard, so 2nd and 9 for the Eagles. Clock under 9 minutes. We'll send Lazenby wide right. Giles to the left with Goodliff in as a wingback. Crum in the shotgun formation with Jacobs to his right. Giles goes in motion. Crum takes a snap, fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself, tries to get to the outside of the stiff arm, got a block, and then he'll be forced out of bounds to the short side of the field for a short gain is all, maybe 2 yards to the 26.
Yeah, Gardner on the edge didn't let Crum get loose, but you talked about, design quarterback runs. Here it was. First of all, it was number 16 for the Wolves, Devin Strong, who pushes Crum back and eliminates the angle that Crum had.
Just a gain of 1 yard is all, so 3rd and 8 for the Eagles. 8:28 to go in the game. Tighter formation here. Crum in the shotgun. Jacobs to his right in the backfield. Takes a snap. Rolls to his right. Looking downfield, steps back and throws deep. Looking for Jacobs. Caught! And he'll be brought down at the 2-yard line. He stepped inside the defense and able to make the play for a huge 1st down for Duchesne.
Well, and that's exactly, Robert, you called it very well, as Jacobs made the adjustment that receivers can make on an underthrown ball. As Enterprise really there, Jacobs makes the adjustment, and 1st and goal for the Eagles.
At the 1-yard line for a gain of 26. Jacobs has been big in the pass game today. Yeah. 4 catches for 56 yards. 1st and goal from the 1. Crum takes a snap. The gift to Jacobs. Spins. And is he in? Yeah. Yes, he is. Touchdown, Duchesne to tie the game. Woo. Back and forth.
Round and round we go. And that's kind of the Duchesne kind of drive. You had some run and then a long pass play. And now they tie it up, can take the lead with a kick. Looks like Giles will be back to kick it.
Yep,
or hold it, rather.
Yeah, Jacobs is set to kick it. So they will try to go for the extra point to take the lead.
Extra points are critical.
Snap is good. Hold is down. The kick is up, and it is wide right.
Wow.
As each team continues to miss on the PATs or two-point attempts, and we're tied at 12 with 7:53 to go in the game. What a battle we have. Number 2 Duchesne, number 3 Enterprise playing for a spot in the state title when we come back on Team Live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
We're back here at Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman, this 1A semifinal game. And we are all tied up. Just what it looked like Duchesne's offense was dead in the water after 5 straight punts followed by an interception. They get reignited with a 61-yard drive in 10 plays for a 1-yard touchdown run by Brody Jacobs to tie the game. Here comes Enterprise on the return to the 25. Has some room, does Strong, and he'll be bottled up at about the 38-yard line is where he'll be brought down, and Enterprise will start their drive there.
Yep, good field position for the Enterprise Wolves, but these two teams traded touchdowns. They've been trading punts and downs, and now they've traded touchdowns, and we're basically starting over at the 7:46 mark.
So they're going to start at the 39 is where Enterprise will have it.
Exactly where the Duchesne Eagles started their drive.
Yes.
So last we saw the Wolves, they were wearing down the Eagles. Will it continue?
Phillips under center of the I formation. Takes a snap. Give left side. That's Jaden Drake. Now the tailback. He bursts through. Stays on his feet as he breaks the tackle. Now gets hit and stood up, but pushed forward into Duchesne territory to the 46 for a Wolves first down.
Yeah, give hold. I'm not sure I'd appreciate that if I were Drake, but an extra 3 yards for hold as he come back from the backside and just pummeled the pile forward.
Jaden Drake's had a game, 9 carries for 110 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, Drake's been fantastic.
First and 10 of the Duchesne 46. 12-12 your score, 7:20 to go in the game. Phillips under center. Takes the snap, give on the dive to Gardner. He'll get tripped up after about a 3 or 4 yard gain to the 43, 42 is where they'll put it.
They're going to give him 4 as the near judge.
Yep.
Moves him forward a little farther. Just 6:52 left. 12-12. What a game.
No turnovers in the game for Enterprise. Duchesne has thrown 1 interception.
And that led to the Enterprise touchdown, the second one.
2nd and 6. Phillips under center. Takes the snap. Gives right side. The tailback is that Strong in there now as he goes off the right side and gets stood up at the 41. That is Devin Strong in there at running back.
Number 16, Devin Strong.
I don't know if Kyron Bracken's out for a reason. It's been Bracken as the tailback. They went to Drake on that previous play, now Strong.
So Kason Crum fought off a really tough block to make that play. I was trying to see which player that was. It was Kason Crum. Beautiful defensive play.
Strong's first carry on that one. Yeah, we'll try to find Bracken. Again, that signage makes it really hard to see over there.
I believe he's over on the table.
Okay. 3rd and 5. Phillips under center. Takes the snap, fakes the pitch, inside handoff to Jaden Drake, cuts inside, jumps through as he slices through and picks up a Wolves first down inside the 35.
Yep. Nice job by Drake around the left side.
7-yard gain for Drake.
Kason Crum again with the tackle.
Pistol or shotgun, or under center is Phillips. He'll take the snap, Gives left side to Jaden Drake. Follows lead blocker. Ran into the back of the offensive line. Tried to bounce off of it, and Duchesne was there to wrap him up after a short gain to the 31.
Yep, down to the 31.
Trying
to see. Yep, Johnson. He does. He runs. It's just that basically the defensive line stood up the offensive line, and it left Drake just nowhere to go. Ran into his own guy, just nowhere else to go.
2nd down and 7.
Still not a bad push by the offensive line, though.
Right.
I mean, it was a good job by the defense, too.
And the Duchesne 31-yard line. Phillips under center. Takes the snap. Handoff comes to the far side to Drake. Cuts upfield. And he'll be brought down to the 25 and make it 3rd and short.
Now, if you're the Enterprise Wolves, you do want to keep this ball inbounds. 4:26 left in the game. You want that clock to run and timeout on the field.
6-yard gain
player
for Drake.
down. Looks like for the
Duchesne player down
Duchesne
on the far
Eagles.
side.
Hopefully they're okay.
Yeah, not getting a number on him. Enterprise coach is checking on him along with his teammate Parker Crum there. And Parker Crum putting his hands on his head, which is never a...
No, he walked over and put his hands on his head and a little upset. So
yeah, good sign.
Not a sign we like at all. And as a rule, I don't watch these kinds of replays, just in case. You'll have to tell me what you see.
I can't really see anything. No. A lot of bodies in the way there. You can see the player.
The number 7.
Is it Deshaun Johnson?
I think it's Johnson. And that would be a huge loss to Duchesne Eagles. Already we see Bracken on the sideline for the Wolves.
Looks like he might be getting ready to come back. Is that what we're maybe seeing over there?
Yeah, he's putting
trying to get his
pads back on.
Yep. They continue to tend to Johnson the far side. As they do that, we'll go ahead and take a break unless they help him up to his feet. But with 4:22 to go in this semifinal game, we're tied at 12. Enterprise driving, trying to take the lead at the 25-yard line in Duchesne territory on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
Special thanks to Channel V6 and these additional sponsors for making state football live coverage possible. Kings Peak Credit Union, Larson Haslam Dental in Roosevelt, Zions Bank, Chuck's Meat, Freedom Realty, Al's Food Town, and Gateway Sinclair in Duchesne.
Any Hour Services has a team of technicians that can take care of any plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning needs you might have around your house. Got a drain that's clogged? Call Any Hour Services. Need a ceiling fan installed? Call Any Hour Services. Can't get the heat to come on? Call Any Hour Services. Maintenance, repair, or install, any job, any size, Any Hour Services. Mention this ad and take $50 off your next visit. Call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhour.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
At Al's Food Town in Duchesne, we believe in shopping smart and shopping local. With a wide selection and competitive pricing, we can give you a reason to stop in and shop. From home essentials and gifts to local meat and baked goods, we have you covered with everything you'll ever need. Al's Food Town, proudly serving the people of Duchesne and surrounding areas since 1998.
Back here at Zions Bank Stadium, Deshaun Johnson able to walk off under his own power. He does have some help to the sides, but able to walk off under his own, and hopefully that means he's going to be okay. 3rd down and a yard for Enterprise as we come out of that short break. Phillips tries the quarterback sneak for the first down, and a second surge. Looks like he probably got it to the 24. Yes, he did. I think, in fact, they're going to give him to the 23-yard line for a gain of 2.
Number 78, Jason Shaker, and number 71, Jackson Stansfield.
So that makes it 1st and 10 for the Wolves. Clock winding down under 4 minutes at the Duchesne 23-yard line in a 12-12 ball game in this semifinal.
Yeah, this drive started at the 7:53 mark.
Yeah.
So 4 minutes.
Phillips under center, takes the snap. Handoff left side to Kyron Bracken, who did come in during that injury timeout. And he's going to be brought down at the 22, maybe 21-yard line for a short gain.
Guess who's coming back on the field, Robert?
Deshaun Johnson.
Yeah, he looks good.
To applause from the Duchesne crowd.
That is a talented linebacker. They need him in there.
Just a 1-yard gain for Bracken, makes it 2nd down and 9 for the Wolves. From the 22-yard line, Hyatt splits wide right. Phillips goes under center. Takes a snap, gives left side to Bracken. He cuts back through the middle and just gets grabbed by the ankle. The ball came loose. In fact, he came out without the ball. Duchesne says they have it. And what's the ruling here? Bracken squirted about 2 yards past where the ball is and didn't have the football.
This is going to be a huge call in this game. They're talking about it. They're trying to decide was he down or not. This is enormous.
Yes, it is. The officials discuss it. We're going to get another look at it here.
Duchesne kind of holding their head in their hands, might be just called down.
Yeah, that ball was way loose before he got down.
Yeah, it's sitting on the ground right there.
Yeah. And the Duchesne crowd letting them hear about it. That wasn't even close.
No. And you can see at the very end, that ball sat on the ground by itself for a long time. And it was a fumble. Holy cow. Enterprise gets a break there.
But a 3-yard gain to the 19. Makes it 3rd down and 6. High formation here for Phillips under center. Takes the snap. Hand off to Bracken right side. Bounces to the edge. Got a block. But it's a hold. And he's brought down as Coulter Giles came up and made a great tackle for a loss of a yard. But it's going to be a hold on the play to go along with it.
Right. And if you're Coach if you're Coach Cowan, I think you take this and back up.
Yeah.
Back up the Enterprise Wolves.
Because they've shown they're getting 5 yards consistently.
Right. Although it would be 4th down. It'd be 4th down and 6.
The officials are still talking about it as well. Holding on, Enterprise. Wait a minute, they got another one? There are 2.
I think he's just asking, do you want it to go back or not? And they do march it off, so it takes it back to the 29. Guess it might go to overtime. 2:40.
Wow.
A big defensive stand, and it could, which in this game is highly likely.
That's just the 4th penalty on Enterprise for 30 yards. I have just 2 on Duchesne for 10 yards in this game.
Yeah, really, really well played game in the penalty department.
3rd and 16 for the Wolves. Phillips will drop into the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Drops the pass. Heavy pressure. He gets hit as he throws. Has a man open and just overthrew Jaden Drake as he came out of the backfield, and it falls incomplete.
Just off the clock, or 2:25. And, Drake was open. He was wide open, although the safety coming up from the side. Giles was there. But could have been complete. Yeah. But heavy pressure on the quarterback. No shade cast on Phillips.
4th and 16 at the 29-yard line for Enterprise in a 12-12 ball game. 2:25 to go in this semifinal. Hyatt and they're going to go trips left with Hyatt, Drake, and Bracken. Shotgun formation. Phillips drops the pass, looking to his left, throws down the sideline, and it is going to be incomplete. Bodies are on the ground. Everybody went to the turf on that one that was involved in the play.
Yeah, not very open, and that might have been Drake pulling down the defender. Let's see.
Yeah, it was. Lazenby got there, tried to get in position, and got pulled down.
Yep. So here we go. Now here's where it's getting interesting. You've got the Duchesne Eagles with quarterback Parker Crum. Long field, 29, so 71 yards.
2:19 to go in a 12-12 ball game. Wow. 1st and 10. Shotgun formation for Crum. Takes a snap. The handoff to Jacobs up the middle, and he'll be tripped up after about a 4-yard gain. Make it 3 to the 28.
Yep, both teams with 2 timeouts. And,
4 to the 33, it was 4.
Right. Duchesne will huddle up. Interesting. Clock down to 2. So the non-call on the fumble didn't hurt the Duchesne Eagles, although it did on the clock.
Correct. Coming the shotgun formation on 2nd and 6. Low snap, picks it up off the turf, quick pass, gets it to Lazenby. He'll be spun around and dropped out of bounds after a gain of about 5 to make it 3rd and 1.
Yep, 3rd and 1 coming up. Nice quick hitter. Crum did drop that. Bounced right back up into his hands, and he has the wherewithal to complete the pass. Drake on the coverage and tackle.
5-yard gain to Lazenby. 3rd and 1 from the 38-yard line. Coming the shotgun formation. Takes a snap. The give to Jacobs. Bounces to the outside. Nowhere to go. Devin Strong able to come in and trip it up. And is it Holt over the top?
Yeah, it was Holt over the top, Strong underneath. And those two players put a lick on Jacobs.
He got back to the line. Nope, going to lose a yard. Nope, they will give him back to the line of scrimmage. So 4th and 1. Big 4th down here. If you don't get it, Enterprise is in your own territory. Of course, if you do, you keep moving to the minute 15 left.
I mean, this is huge. It's a bit of a gamble, though this big strike offense is definitely on the side of the Eagles, not the Wolves necessarily.
Crum under center. Going with the hard count. Now Giles goes in motion. Another hard count by Crum. Stands up. 5 seconds on the play clock.
Timeout.
Duchesne crowd trying to say that the Enterprise defensive line head is over the ball, but no call as the timeout comes.
To no avail.
Yes. Under a minute to go. We're going to keep it right here with 57 seconds left in the game. Overtime staring us down right now, depending upon what Duchesne does here and how Enterprise counters.
This is where we saw this last week with Kanab and Millard. Millard goes for 2. This is one where, do the Duchesne Eagles say, we think we can get 1 yard? We think we can do it. We're going to do it. Or do you play it safe and kick off and count on your defense, which has been really pretty good all night long?
Yeah.
And then go to overtime. And what chance do you like the best? I think Coach Cowan, I think he's going to go for it.
And it looks like that's the case as they come out of the timeout. 4th and 1 at their own 38. Crum in the shotgun formation with a tight set. Takes the snap. Quarterback keeper off the left side. Looks like he has enough for a first down. Enterprise saying no.
Look at that spot. The spot's back farther than it seems.
This near sideline judge is saying first down.
But it's not his call. I think it's the other guy. Oh, he's going to say
yes. The white hat
yes.
points to it. First down, Duchesne.
Holy cow.
Coach Messersmith not happy about it on the far sideline.
No, he's not.
I want to see where he ended up going down at, but Duchesne's going to have to go quick here.
Clock running at 53 seconds, 1st and 10.
And Crum just spikes it.
See if we can see that replay now.
Just a quarterback keeper off the left side. Yeah, he's at the.
So he goes down.
39.
That mark is great.
Yeah, he was.
Now the question was it a first down at the 39? Because that was where we were trying to see. Where I'm surprised they didn't measure it.
The drive started on the 29, so in theory it should have been the 39.
Yeah, that's true.
In fact, you can see where he went down. It looked like he was even over the mark.
You're completely right.
So 2nd and 10 here after the spike ball. Trips left, 1 receiver to the right. Right to left comes Goodliff in motion. 4 receivers to left. Low snap. It's on the ground. Crum able to pick it up. Rolls to his left. Throws downfield for Lazenby. Makes the catch and gets out of bounds at the 50-yard line for another first down with 42 seconds left.
Lazenby made a great move on that. He had both 2 Enterprise players on that side. And but credit Parker Crum. When plays start off with basically a fumble, that's not easy to get your bearings. And then Lazenby with a heads-up, out-of-bounds play. Ball right at midfield.
42 seconds to go. 2 receivers to the right for the Eagles. Goodliff a wing to the left. Shotgun formation.
Is this where you take the strike?
Crum rolls to his right. Looking for that comeback route again. Not there. Dumps it off to Jacobs. Jacobs bounces to the outside. Gets spun around by Bracken to keep him in bounds. And Coach Cowan's going to call timeout as the ball will be spotted at the 44 for a gain of 6 and make it 2nd down and 4, but a timeout called here by Duchesne.
Parker Crum extends that out, so Jacobs was covered, and, Crum had a lane, so the linebacker leaves Jacobs, and then Crum immediately dumps to, Jacobs in the middle for the gain. But is that the last time out? I think it is.
That's what I believe so, yes. I think Enterprise still has a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches talking to their teams on the sideline. 32 seconds left in this semifinal. We're tied at 12.
Now both semifinals going down to the wire tonight. Yeah. That's great football.
Duchesne football, the Enterprise 44 on 2nd and 6. You know that defensive coordinator for Enterprise, Dallin Club's going to have his safeties back to avoid that big strike with short time. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun formation for Crum. It's going to send Goodliff in motion left to right, just brings him closer. Now takes the snap, looking to his left, pump fake, looks for Goodliff on the sideline, steps in front of the defense, and intercepted. Jackson Hyatt with the interception at the 27-yard line. Enterprise takes over with 24 seconds to go in regulation.
So the last time the Enterprise Wolves, the receiver for the Duchesne Eagles, steps in front and takes away the reception. That time it was the Enterprise Wolves who returned the favor, and Hyatt with a beautiful play from that corner position.
So Enterprise has it at their own 27 with 24 seconds to go in regulation.
Now here's the question. What do you do?
Right.
Do you try? Do you just run, keep it safe, go to overtime? Long field. Ball at the 27.
Coach Cowan telling his safeties to drop back. The Enterprise crowd on their feet. Duchesne sideline trying to get their crowd into it. Receiver wide to each side. Phillips will go under center in that double wing set. Takes the snap. He is going to drop back to pass. Steps up, throws deep down the middle, and Lazenby, interception for Duchesne. Tries to make a man miss, and he'll be brought down by Elworth, but Duchesne gets it right back with 13 seconds left.
And, there's your gamesmanship. Do you do it, or do you play it safe? We don't play it safe. And now the Duchesne Eagles facing the exact same thing. Do they air it out and try it out, or do they, be safe and go to overtime?
They have it at their own 34-yard line with 13 seconds left in regulation.
I don't know if I've got Parker Crum. Maybe I do it. Maybe I just give it a big try.
Yeah.
Enterprise has been sensational, but maybe I give it a try. Nope. Victory formation.
Crum just going to take the knee, and we're going to play overtime free football here at Zions Bank Stadium in the final game of the day. We'll take a break and come back with the overtime period next here from Harriman on TeamHive.live.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live, and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Welcome back here to Zions Bank Stadium as we go to overtime here in Harriman. And just a reminder of the new overtime rules this year adopted in August, literally the day before the first football game.
That is true.
These rules were adopted. So the first extra period shall consist of 2 series with each team putting the ball in play first and 10 on the defensive team's 25-yard line or succeeding spot if carryover penalty at the end of the game has been administered anywhere between the inbound lines. For the second extra period, though it is the second, teams must attempt a 2-point try following a touchdown, and then beginning with the third and all subsequent overtime periods, each team will just have 2-point try attempts.
There you go.
So you get it from the 25 twice. If you still remain tied, then you just 2-point conversions back and forth until somebody wins by 2.
That's crazy. So Enterprise won the toss. So I think they'll defer and let Duchesne have the ball. I didn't know, that a penalty at the end of the game could be assessed in the overtime. That is an interesting one.
Yeah. Also interesting, Duchesne has 5 captains. They only sent out Parker Crum for this one. Enterprise brought out all 4 of theirs. So Duchesne will have the ball first on the northeast side of the field. Is that way? Again, the field sits a little sideways, crooked. And so Duchesne will have the ball on the 25-yard line. Enterprise will play defense first.
And as we look at this, what we've seen is, both teams have had a little bit of momentum in the second half. Nothing really dramatic. Both have had a long drive and a big drive. Enterprise with 2. But I would say right now the momentum is even. I don't see any team with. It's still a pick 'em game. Before at one point I would have said that I thought Enterprise was really starting to pull away, but then Duchesne came right back and did the same thing to the Wolves.
Yeah.
So I think this is still anybody's ball game.
So Duchesne will have the ball first on the Enterprise 25. The Enterprise will get their turn, regardless of what Duchesne does.
Yep.
Unless Enterprise returns an interception for a score or something like that.
That's right.
No reason.
That's right.
So Crum comes out. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
Is there anything in the tank?
Yeah.
I think there is.
Crum takes the snap, hands off to Jacobs up the middle, has a big hole to run through, bounces to the outside, and finally gets tripped up by Devin Strong at the 13 for a quick first down.
Wow. That was a quick hitter. Riker Phillips with the tackle. And holy cow. What a big run on first down. Without the safety Phillips, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, I said Strong. Good play by Phillips, excuse me there.
Yeah.
As Jacobs picks up 12. Crum in the shotgun formation, 1st and 10. Takes a snap, rides the handoff, pulls it and keeps it himself and has nowhere to go. A pile up there created by Easton Watkins. He's going to gain a yard to the 12 is all.
Yeah, just Watkins right there just swallows that one up. And Holt right there, too. He made Crum go to the middle. Holt actually with the tackle along with Watkins.
So a gain of 1. Crum yet to get out of the negative. 7 carries for minus 1 yard in this game.
That's really, I would have bet money in Vegas that would not be the case.
Yeah.
That's been the most remarkable part of this game for me.
2nd and 9. 10
Parker
seconds on the play clock, and there got some confusion, does Duchesne. They're switching the play around. Crum in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Going to be a quarterback keeper off the left side. Nowhere to go, and he is wrapped up and brought down. It was a Holt again, and Crum slow to get up. Enterprise saying they have the football, but they will say, nope, it is Duchesne ball, and Crum holding his right hand.
Yeah, holding the right hands like a jammed finger or something, but
hopefully a jammed finger.
Yeah.
He just had nowhere to go.
Oh, yeah. You know what? His hand got stepped on. As he put out his hand to go down, then the Enterprise player stepped on his fingers is what happened.
Loss of 4 on that play for Crum. So that makes it now 3rd down and about 13.
And the throwing hand is the injured one.
Crum drops the pass, looks to his left, throws across the middle. What a catch by Jacobs inside the 5. Takes a shot at the 4. He's not going to have enough for a first down, but it makes it 4th and a yard. Great catch by Brody Jacobs.
Jacobs once again a big hit. Boy, what a catch as he reaches out and takes it high. And then again, just a big hit one more time for Jacobs. This is huge. 4th down. They can get a first with a 1 yard.
4th and 1 for Duchesne in overtime. Crum will go under center. Quarterback sneak. Ooh, I don't know that he got it. Enterprise says he didn't. Looking at the far side line judge, it looks like he has it. And the near side line judge is really close to the mark. He went to that left side, which made it hard for us to be able to see what happened there.
Yeah, and we're not going to have the camera angle to tell. Boy, not much there.
Yeah, he just didn't go anywhere.
He didn't go anywhere. So, I mean, the mark should be around the 4.
Yeah, which would mean he didn't get it. And I think they're going to – Enterprise is cheering, but I think they're going to measure it.
Let's see that one more time.
Yeah.
Well, we're seeing it right now. It looks – yeah, Crum looks right about the 4.
The spot looks –
about the 3.
Yeah.
It's close.
Which they got to the 13 on that first.
And I say the 4, but, like, we don't have the angle to see where that is. So, I mean, we're going from – we might have one of the worst angles we could possibly have.
Right.
So I'm not saying, oh, no, bad spot by any means.
So we'll see what the chains have to say about it.
This is huge. No, it's going to be short.
It looks like it's short.
Well,
yeah, well short. So Enterprise's defense stands strong. Now all they need to do is score any way, anyhow to get the victory.
And I the way the game has gone, I wouldn't expect a kick. I would expect a touchdown.
Yeah.
So not sure what the field goal situation is for the Enterprise Wolves. Haven't seen them kick one. I don't think either of these teams really want to end up with a field goal.
No.
But you never know. There might be a soccer player waiting in the wings.
Yeah. They'll stay on the same side of the field for this 25-yard drive by the Enterprise offense.
Momentum for the Wolves. Can the offense pick up what the defense did?
They will go with that I formation, which they've had success on a lot in this second half. Gardner and Drake in the backfield. Takes a snap, does Phillips, hands off to Drake, got a block by Gardner, cuts inside, and gets inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 18 for a nice gain.
Yeah, good gain by Drake on the left side, following a good wall of blockers. Really nice job by Bracken with the comeback block, and then a good block on the edge by Jackson Hyatt as well. If you're the Enterprise Wolves, I'm guessing you keep it on the ground.
You would think so. 2nd and 3. Get behind that big offensive line and let them go to work for you. Hand off to Drake again. Big hole up the middle. He'll pick up the first down inside the 15 to the 14.
Yeah, they do move the chains. 2 plays, a first down for the Enterprise Wolves. Again, overtime with the semifinal matchup. Enterprise wins, it moves on. If not, we play another one.
That's right. If Enterprise doesn't score here. I'll stay with Gardner and Drake. Phillips under center, and it looks like Coach Cowan's going to call a timeout. Each team gets, I believe, 2 timeouts for this overtime period.
Do they get to carry over their timeouts from the game?
No.
So it starts over. So both teams with 2 now, 1 for the Eagles. Gotcha.
Yeah, so we're going to keep it right here with that timeout. But, man, what a game we've had. And now Enterprise knocking on the door of getting the victory here.
You know, and it's been 2 great games. This is just a fantastic game. Overtime, high drama. And what else would you expect between the number 2 and 3 ranked, teams in the RPI? These 2 teams evenly matched. We talked about the fact that the top 3, Beaver, Enterprise, Duchesne, all beat up on each other. And throw number 4, Kanab, in there. This has all been pick'em football all afternoon here at the Zions Bank Stadium.
Yeah, both 1A semifinals have been fantastic.
Go back and watch these. It would be worth your time.
1st and 10 of the 14 for Enterprise. Gardner and Drake in the backfield with the I formation. Phillips under center. Quarterback sneak up the middle for Phillips. Got a nice push as he gets inside the 10-yard line, down to about the 8.
Yeah, really, actually, a very smart play call by Coach Messersmith and the Enterprise Wolves. The line waiting for that running back, Drake, and this time just a quick hitter by Phillips. They can also get a first down. What about the 3, 2?
The 4.
Oh, the 4.
Second down and about 4 here for the Wolves. Phillips under center. Takes the snap, the give to Drake out the left side. This time Duchesne closes it quickly. He is going to gain about a yard maybe to the 7.
Yeah, but that'll leave up third down and almost 3 to go. I'm trying to see who made Johnson in there as he slows down the ball carrier, and then 78, and then others come in to clean that up.
One timeout per team in the overtime, and they do not carry over. So
Stansfield.
Third down and about 2.5. Phillips under center, takes the snap, the give on the dive to Gardner, leaps into the end zone.
Wow.
Touchdown Enterprise, and the Wolves will get the victory in overtime to move on to the state championship next Saturday against the Beavers.
My goodness. What a way to end a game on just the line with the blocking. He caught the gap, dives in, sees the end zone, takes off, and in he goes. And on their way to Cedar City.
Big win for the Wolves as they do it in overtime. 18-12 over Duchesne. Heartbreak for the Eagles, and even for the Wolves is on to the state title game and next Saturday at SU's Eccles Coliseum.
Wow, it's an all 1A South final between the Beavers and the Wolves, but you've got to give some credit to the Enterprise Wolves. That was an impressive overtime march, just hard-nosed, hard-running football for the Wolves. And take nothing away from the Duchesne Eagles, who played a sensational game as well. The defense was stellar. In the end, the Wolves made just one play more.
Yeah,
incredible.
Well, they get ready to give high fives at midfield. We'll take a short break and come back with our Sunrise Engineering postgame show next here from Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman as Enterprise survives and advances with an 18-12 overtime win over Duchesne on Team5.Live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.